studio.
We've made it to the studio.
Woo! It's studio
30
night.
minutes ago. I was completely not. I've stopped at 2 stores
in the last 30 minutes.
in the last 30 minutes, buying milk, getting Subway,
hilarious.
Driving from a. Hey, welcome to the show.
How was getting milk? You said you were rushing home, and then there's milk and Subway.
Gotta feed the children.
I guess that's
you
true.
gotta feed the children, right?
You do. It's always.
Wait, what the heck? Is it still playing music? It's talking about the Koopla. Hey, so welcome to the show tonight. Like this is I think we every 2 weeks it almost feels like it happens so quick. It feels like yesterday that we were here.
I love it.
And this is the challenge. Is Ryan and I hang out a little bit before the show. We have a really good couple weeks where we're like, okay, what are we gonna pick? What are we gonna talk about? What are we gonna get to?
We're talking about it in between.
But typically we have a little bit more lead time. We are walking into this one raw and live tonight, and that's okay.
It's true. No prep for this one.
But we're doing it for you, and we appreciate you being here. So sound off in the chat. Let us know who's out there. If you have any questions, any thoughts, any things that you saw. We talk about AI a lot lately. That's been our.
We've
gig,
been doing
right?
well. So the whole show for anyone new to the show is Adam and I are into like art and design and technology, like and the bringing together of all of those disciplines, right? And it's what we use in both of our jobs that we do and in our fun free time too.
This is
so,
it's our hobby.
So we're bringing all that together and our nerdiness out on it. And that's what the whole show is. And that's what tonight's show is going to be, basically, from what I know of the rundown.
Yo, iOS ChatGPT app released today. An app for ChatGPT. We may talk about, hey, what's up, man. Stealth Mouse? I like the kitty with the glasses. So we got our regulars in here. Mike, man, you've been showing up since you knew the show. I really appreciate your insights. And actually, we're going to talk a little bit about something you brought up on the Discord.
It's true. So hang out at the Discord if you haven't. Double drop down on Discord. So we're going to do AI board game. Obviously, that's going to be part of the show. We've been we've been really focusing on gameplay of the board game, and we're going to do some of that tonight. But we've been sort of neglecting the actual pieces and how this is going to work, which I think is important. It's like you want to get it right. In sort of a practice area until you go, this is the thing that we want to do. So we're going to make meeples tonight,
which we decided last time. I think that was the cool thing. We were like, okay, what are we gonna do? Because we were like intricate characters and all this other stuff,
right? And like scanning, like one of the ideas was to like take images that was created from Midjourney and then getting them 3D rendered into a thing, which just felt like no one would be able to do that. It's easier and better to make it a living game if you have something the community likes.
Well, and I think the other side of it too is like, if we want to give this out for free, we want the community to be able to print this, make this,
right? Like,
let's get it so where it can, basically be rendered on any kind of 3D printer. Yeah. You might have a badass 3D printer. We're you got this.
Yeah, like someone could print it out at an elementary school, right?
Or you find that 3D printer in that garage sale that only has like no Z axis.
Are they old? Are 3D printers old enough to find them at garage sales? I bet you find a ton of 3D printers used because they are freaking hard to use. And I bet some people think that you're just going to plug it in and start printing out things. And when that isn't the case, they're like, fuck this
People
thing.
think it's a replicator.
Yeah.
And that is not the case.
Not the case.
So, I mean, like we said, there is so much to talk about tonight. Yeah. Like AI, like 2 weeks in AI time could be like years in the old school time.
We're on an exponential curve here.
We are exponential.
So strap in.
What's going on in the news?
Yeah.
We hit some. Well, go ahead.
Well, do you want to just do like a quick topics?
Go for it.
Quick topics. So we're going to talk about Congress, like met around AI and all of that interesting stuff that happened from that. We're going to look at deepfake music, which I hadn't heard about before. We're going to do a little bit in Adobe Firefly because they introduced something new. And then we're going to move into the game.
I think that all good things. Yeah. I got to start. I'm going to start hot with something. Let's see if I can find it real quick.
Hot takes.
Oh, crap. Don't worry about that. Don't worry about anything disappearing.
Nothing's happening. It's all behind the scenes.
I got to show this thing. It's called Pizza Nuggets. If you haven't.
Yeah, okay. So I don't think I have seen that. Maybe I have and I just didn't know it. No, I have not seen this. Oh, okay, great.
We're watching Pizza
Nuggets.
Great.
This is along the same lines as...
Oh, God. Geez. You're going to have to deal with
it. I'm purposely not looking because I don't want to be spoiled.
All right, let me see if I can get to pizza nuggets here.
Because so this is wait before you play it.
Yeah.
And do we have to listen to it? I felt like it was anyway. This is along the same lines as Will Smith eating spaghetti, right?
Sure, it is.
Okay.
So commercial made with AI. I don't know about the music about it.
This is a commercial?
This is a ad from 1993 of found footage, but made by AI. First of all, first screenshot you see. Look at the background there. Look at that dude's little hand, but then he has a little arm. All right, we just got to watch this. If you have not seen Pizza Nuggets, this is nightmare fuel more so than I think the original spaghetti eating is. Let's just take a look at it.
They'd never let us eat pizza in school. Did someone say pizza? No way. Are you craving
something cheesy? This has a good song.
What? Is this a
perfect snack for you? Pizza nuggets, they're the bomb. Chicken and pizza, all in one. Pizza nuggets, oh yeah.
Oh man, yeah, this is gonna be a lot of good people eating things.
Look at that dance. Right? That's like break dancing.
Break dancing, yeah.
Oh!
Oh man.
Oh god.
Jeez, come on. Everyone has just figured out that eating is the weirdest. Is oh my god. It's awful.
Pizza nuggets, baby.
That is. This is like. This is gonna be projected on the wall in Meow Wolf.
That was like.
So gooey and gross. Eating pizza nuggets, we can't say no.
It's like Independence Day of pizza.
Yeah.
Monsters we can't resist. They've taken over.
I don't.
We can't persist. Pizza nuggets,
yeah, it's like the California raisins.
And you'll never come back.
Look, the double. Oh, that guy's really distraught about pizza nuggets. Push the button.
It's fun.
Pizza nuggets. You'll never stop.
All right.
That was good.
We had to start with something pretty hilarious.
Nuggets.
Pizza nuggets, man. He's like, put some nuggets together. That's what you get, some pizza nuggets. So this is the future we're looking at, man.
It's a glorious future of AI video.
I mean, if you really honestly think about that, and you saw that, yeah, it's crazy, it's creepy, but damn, we're getting close to like where you're like, I want to make this sweet movie. Poof.
It's
AI movie time, baby.
Well, because what it is. It's all the early stuff of this, right? It's the same thing that you got when you saw early 3D animated stuff that was just really simple, and you were like, that looks stupid. Oh my goodness. And then think of, like, in a relative short amount of time, you went from that to, you know, whatever the latest Pixar game is, right? Or PS5 game. And so then AI makes all of that scale up so much faster that you're going to go from whatever we're laughing at here to, you know, such a short time between.
Let's make okay. It's the 18th in 2023. We're gonna do a Pizza Nuggets commercial in 1 year from this date, or as close to this date, and then we'll see how good AI has created that. So, which brings us to a topic, because that nightmare fuel needs to be regulated. If I was to say so myself.
Why isn't there a law against pizza nuggets?
So let's talk about this. This is interesting, because you and I have had this conversation actually all the way back to probably November, as we go on our philosophical journeys of like where the hell we're going as a society and how do we keep up with this.
Totally.
If you remember our interviews with Jason Allen, we had this conversation too. It's like, where is this headed? And so we finally got a moment in time where we went to Congress, or at least the OpenAI CEO, right?
Sam Altman.
Sam Altman.
Yep. He basically he came and not testified. I don't know if that's the correct term for what he did in front of Congress, but you know, which a lot of giant tech CEOs have done, you know, recently in the last 10 years, right? His was very different though. Like, where the other CEOs, when Zuckerberg was in there and like the head of Google was in there, they were getting like yelled at. I mean, they were getting in and being like, fuck is going on?
And they're defending like their company,
and they're trying to be like, we don't need regulation, right? We're good. We can have it figured out on the inside. We got it, all that. And this was the exact opposite. They were sort of like, hey, come on in. Hey, this is great. And he was like, you should be regulating this industry more.
Absolutely. Well, and that's the question. It's like, it seems a little, I don't know. I didn't get to it too much in depth, but like having the government step in to regulate AI, is that the right move? I don't know.
I think, well, so what they're thinking is they're thinking they missed the boat on regulating anything from social media to have all of that disinformation and all of that, consolidation and just everything that makes that, and all just ad based and privacy busting and all of those bad things. They totally missed the boat on that. They were way too late. And so now they're trying to be like, what can we at least do to kind of get somewhat in front of the ball? I would say if you're saying you're against kind of,
I'm not saying I'm against
the government regulation of it,
running to that immediately, like 180 of where we're at. I feel like it's a balance, because there could be a lot of other manipulation that happens if you govern it in a specific way. I don't know if it's governable is actually where I'm getting at.
Because they talk about or Sam Altman talks about having, you need to be able to test and prove benchmarks of your AI before you put it out into the world. So it's just saying people are going to be screwing around with this and doing crazy weird experiments on their AI large learning model and all of that stuff. But before you just go blah and put it out on GitHub and let people do stuff with it, and it's awful and toxic or doesn't work or really messes things up, that you should have benchmarks that you meet before you're allowed to put it out to the public. Which
I suppose makes sense, but at this point, isn't everything an iteration of OpenAI's open source model at this point? I mean, a lot of it. But
I mean, that's what they do. Yeah, Microsoft, who's part almost full owner of OpenAI, 49% owner.
Is that what the?
I think, yeah. And so they integrate all of that stuff into Microsoft Azure and all of that kind of stuff, and then you get your own little personal version of it that you can put out. Anyway, I don't know where I was going with that exactly, but bail me out here.
It's Azure, Ryan.
Yeah. Okay. How do you pronounce that? Because Azure. I feel like
Azure.
Yeah.
No.
Azure?
It's Azure. I think you got it. There you go.
Not Azure.
No, it's not. But I think getting back onto the point, it's where we're at is that this is potentially that critical moment, and it's almost is it past even? Because that's where I'm thinking about it, is that how quickly can you even get legislation? It's so sloggy and so partisan at this point that when we think about that, what can you even get in front of this?
You're nothing. And the Congress that we have is so, so partisan, right?
Yeah.
There's no way they're going to pass anything. The only thing that's good, right, is the same thing that happened with social media companies, because America didn't pass anything about social media privacy or any of that stuff, right? It was Europe that did it. And because these companies are giant global organizations, they have to take that stuff into account. And so then it trickles down.
You're talking about GDPR?
That's the only, all of that stuff, right? Fair. All of those, tons of stuff. And if you hear about, if you're listening to this and listening about the Congress in the United States doing this, Europe is already way ahead of us in all of this stuff. So the only thing that is going to save us in that sense, but then we're ceding all of that, what we think how AI should be regulated to Europeans, right? We're basically saying because we have a broken
bad
system.
Thing. We love our European audience. Thank you for joining us tonight or this morning.
I'm not even saying that, but a lot of these models are getting built in America.
Well, and so building on that, I mean it's an interesting time that we're in right now. We're at this point where it's actually made it to some potential government discussions. Like you said, it's not going to necessarily...
That the government is even talking about it, right? Imagine a whole entire industry, almost the burgeoning of it happening 6 months ago, and now 6 months in, they're already oh my God, we have to regulate
because it's happened so damn fast.
Exactly.
But here's the other thing that I just want to throw out as an anecdote, is that I am still finding people that are I read about it, chat at GPT. I don't know what it is. I'm do you realize what we have right now? This is the biggest disruptor since freaking whatever.
Bunch of people that I know are
oh my God.
are I heard about that. What's that?
Yeah.
I'm like,
well,
oof.
and so I had people asking about some specific things. So chatbots, right?
Sure.
You've heard of chatbots, right?
Totally.
Well, somebody's like, oh, should we get a chatbot? And I'm like, no, because there's this other huge thing that AI is coming out. And maybe some of the chatbots are going to adapt so they use more kind of smart AI. And actually, as a complete side note to this conversation, maybe not. And this is an evolution of where I'm going with it. Is I have noticed that every freaking company out there is now just saying AI nonstop in everything they do.
100%.
So I'm a Grammarly user. I don't know if you use Grammarly.
I am a pro subscriber to Grammarly.
And now they just
and
rolled
you
out...
convinced me. Actually, you were the one who convinced me to get
thank
it.
you. Well, I should get a little, hear that Grammarly.
I wasn't saying it was good. I wasn't I wasn't thanking you for that necessarily. No, okay. So Grammarly Go or whatever. What is there? I've been messing with that too.
No, so they have an AI version.
Yep.
You know what? I just want to say, Michael, put the disruptor, biggest disruptor since Foxfire. That's right.
I don't know what that. I don't know.
I'm pretty sure he's talking about Firefox here, like a normal person would come out and not be able to say it. I'm gonna get damn some Foxfire out there.
I have one of
the
coolest thing I think with Grammarly's stuff, which I have messed with, is just the click on this and give me the summary of this email instantly, right?
That's
and
nice.
so it'll just be like, hey, here, Sarah wants you to work on this thing, and she's hoping to get it by Friday. And you're like, all right, I got the gist of it. And now I'll go through it if I want to, but like it helps you like get that, and then you scan it, and then you're like, okay, I got it.
How many levels of abstraction are we going to get to the point where like we have AI reading our emails and we miss critical details and context?
No,
like
but-
it's going to happen.
I mean, me looking over emails misses lots of critical information, like
Fair.
I'm not 100% getting all that critical information or reading over
Did you just dox
everything.
one of your coworkers by chance right now?
Yeah. Well, it's not like there's plenty of Sarahs in the whole world.
All right, let's hope there's multiple Sarahs at your organization.
right.
So
There's
we're
not,
not putting
but-
that out there. Oh,
okay.
great.
Anyway.
Sorry, Sarah.
You're making it worse.
Thanks for joining the show. We really appreciate your support.
Oh, yeah.
No, but okay, so let's wrap this one. So we got Congress. There's some work that's being done. We're not thinking it's gonna,
It's not
necessarily
gonna
help.
end in shit.
But we have some conversation about it. We're at least got to the point where there's
it's big enough.
discussion.
Yeah.
It's growing fast enough that we're starting to think about policy making. What does that look like? Let's go fight 10,000 years about that and figure out what we're going to do next.
And have it crush us in between.
No, so I think that's interesting. I mean, every single week, I feel like I'm adopting new ways to leverage AI. And so the new Chat GPT has come out with some updates lately that I'm pretty excited about.
Oh, yeah.
So you got the Chat GPT 3.5, which was the
switch it
older
over.
model.
We can.
I feel
see.
like I don't want to show all my sweet
Oh, that's right.
like discussions that I've had over here. I had
That
this.
seems fine.
Let's see if my extension doesn't work anymore. I can't.
It didn't work last time.
I scanned it and I'm like, how to tell Ryan that you're not my. Oh,
Or
no,
it's how to break it to Ryan that he's off the show.
No, so ChatGPT 3.5 has a certain
that
number
old
of
news.
data points, and so I think it's in the millions at this point. Where ChatGPT 4 has trillions.
Yeah.
And so I don't even know
The
if it
number
has-
is higher, so that makes it better.
fastest model, really good to go, available for free. And this is the new one. And so here's some cool things that we got. I think we should test it out right now because I haven't had a chance. So I got the plugins beta, which I have not had a chance to play with, and I'm not going to do it live because I feel like that would be interesting to play with before and kind of bring some stuff.
Can we look at plugin? Like, is there?
I don't even know
Is that what it's going to go to? Is some kind of?
I'm not even sure. So there's no plugin. Oh, there's a plugin store. Let's see what it is. Plugins are powered by third-party applications. So it's like it negotiates how to integrate it. Oh God, Mike would be like, this is probably something you would be able to really speak well on because from what I understand is the plugin helps integrate other things into ChatGPT without having to code it out.
No, I mean that's kind of what a plugin does, right?
I think so. Yeah, I do agree that it needs a ChatGPT.
Yeah, like a dark mode.
So we'll play with plugins next time, but I did want to get to browsing because I got kicked out of browsing. I think I remember I told you about
that's
that,
right,
or maybe I just thought I got kicked out of it. But so browsing is the coolest feature, not coolest, but it's a nice feature that's going to combat, I think, Google. And one of the things that I'm really excited about is we're at this nice part of AI. There's not freaking ads in it. There's none of this other crap that I got in here.
Yeah, totally.
Oh, we got a research paper. Hey, what's up,
man.
Talon, on GPT? If you guys ever want, yeah, you should send that to us. Put it in the freaking Discord, and we can talk through that. We should totally have that conversation.
I don't know how much you can spread it around. So if you had to DM us or something.
And so I also, just as a side note, I met this guy over in Texas, in Dallas, this last week. Super genius guy, and he's going to be on the show in the next couple shows. We're not sure when he's going to be the guest appearance. He's going to talk about AI and really to the level of like how it works, some of the details, how we can get to it.
Amazing.
Very smart individual.
That's awesome.
But I think that's going to be an opportunity for us to dive in a little deeper. We're using it on the surface level, but when we get down to what's happening,
we're like consumers of it, right?
Consumers
like
of it.
we're just and sort of enthusiasts reading about it.
But then understanding kind of the lens of somebody that understands it.
Yeah.
And so Talon, I mean, obviously writing a paper has some insights on that. So kind of pulling all these pieces together and us understanding what the hell is really happening behind the scenes, I think is going to be an important aspect of this.
Yeah.
But without further ado, we got browsing beta, which will start to reference things that are online. So I guess I'm using it on GPT-4 because it's part. You have to use it on there. So I'm gonna burn some of my 25 message caps for the 3 hours. What do we need to search out? What are we looking at?
So what is this exactly? This is as if you were doing a web search.
We can search on the web a concept of something, and it should be closer to real time. Like you're not encumbered by that 2021.
Oh,
like,
sure. Yeah.
The stopping point.
Okay, so ask something about something coming up. Like,
we want to ask about the Congress thing? Or do you want to continue? Like, what...
Oh, yeah.
What do you think the next steps... is that the right word? The next steps of regulating...
Well, but it's going to come up with something generic, right? You need to ask it something... Well, I mean, we can ask it this. We got 25 things. Oh, the date. Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, well, there was a pre-prompt that a lot of people found is that before you even put in a prompt, it said, here's all the things that you said, and then it would timestamp whatever the date was. What do you think the next steps of regulating AI in the United States will look like? Let's just see what this does. Maybe it will say like, I'm sorry, we're messed up.
Like?
Yeah, thank you. Thank you for proofreading.
Look like.
That looks good enough. You know what's really funny is when you type something or use ChatGPT to type something and then you put it into another thing and then you use Grammarly to fix an AI.
Yeah.
It is like, and then it's like the competing. You're like, but this said this and this said this
Totally.
and like whatever.
Yeah, that happens.
Oh, so he's not predicting the future. So last training, so it's saying 2021.
Yeah.
So it's still encumbered by that date.
Yeah. So maybe the training was then, but it can still...
But what it should happen, and this is what I'm not seeing, is it should have little reference numbers in here, so you can click to it and it would open web pages.
Yeah.
So these are good things, transparency and explainability, because I think like understanding what the hell it's doing makes sense.
Sure.
I mean, these are kind of common sense answers here. It's not doing like it's just bringing out things from the web, but I'm not seeing the references like I've seen in the past.
Well, yeah, I mean, this looks just like normal chat.
It's like regular ChatGPT at this point.
Yeah.
All normal stuff. So I'm going to say, where are your references?
I want timely, up-to-date references.
I think I spelled references wrong, but that's fine.
It'll get it. It'll get your reference feces.
So it's just up to this point, I'm not excited about what I've been seeing because I've done this with the prior version of it. And what it would do is put little numbers and stuff in there where you'd be able to click to it. And then you'd actually get to articles that would say like, you might go up to bias and fairness. And it would be like, all right, here's an article that talks about bias and fairness. This is where we scraped it from. So maybe what they're trying to do is like, oh, we don't have to pay this person because we scraped your website on it or something like that.
That's the whole point, is being able to see the references, right? Do you want to try that one?
So we got some chat ideas here.
Who won the Oscar?
Who won the Oscars this year? Okay.
Or who won? What movie won Best Picture this year?
What are we doing? We're doing chat. We gotta.
It has to be a specific category though, right? Because you don't just win the Oscars.
Okay, so what is the Oscar category? Who won the Oscars category? Best Picture?
Yeah, maybe like best actor.
Okay. This year. And then what are we going to say when it says that they've only been trained? Oh, it's browsing the web.
Yeah.
Hell yeah. This is new. Oh, searched.
Okay.
This is new. I didn't do this before.
Yeah, maybe it felt like it didn't need
Brendan
to do it.
Fraser.
Nice.
See, this is what I was talking about.
Here
See,
we
here's
go.
the little
Nice.
thing. So you click this, and then it takes you to where it kind of pulled this through.
So now ask it.
Wait. Let's do. Let's just check it out.
Oh yeah. Okay.
Okay, it's browsing, reading content. Okay, this is exactly.
Oh,
what I was saying.
that's like its steps that it took.
Yeah. So it searched this, it read the content, and then it browsed it, and then it spit it out. That's good. Good one.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
Hey, that Bing one's been doing that for a little bit. But...
Well, and I'm sure it's because you said Microsoft's kind of plugged into this, but you're not encumbered by 20 responses and it's shutting you down every 2 seconds.
Yeah, that's true. That's definitely true. Because the Microsoft one does do that.
You know what I'm going to hate? I'm going to hate when it will say something like, hey, I'm sorry, but I'm only trained with this part of this and I have an unbiased opinion, but don't forget the new iPhone 5 is out or whatever,
yeah, totally.
or 20 or whatever.
Yeah, and it's going to be
suck.
And you know what? The
the
worst thing about it will be is it won't be ham-fisted like that. It will know and do that and like subtly put it into things.
Man,
right?
It's like the movies when they put in like a product placement.
Totally. But just think about it learning and seeing and where eyeballs go and what this thing does and like somebody using an AI to figure out all of that. Whoa.
It's coming. We're getting screwed over.
Yeah, right.
I'd like to talk to you about Scientology.
Right. Let me.
Oh my goodness.
Take this personality test.
Any other thoughts? We have some web browsing we can do right here.
Okay,
that was a good one.
So, do you think you would just use this in place of Google? I probably don't do 25 Google searches every 3 hours.
Man, I am gonna be honest. Like ever since ChatGPT, I've actually gone to Google and I'm like, screw this. I'm going back to ChatGPT. It is.
There's
terrible.
a bunch of times where I Google it and I go, what? I don't want to wade through this. Like,
bullshit.
Like if the very first thing that comes up on Google isn't what I want, I go, blat. And I go, and so it shows you how Google is just kind of muscle memory almost.
It is.
Yeah.
And they got to get their shit together because Bard is not cutting it.
Well, they did a whole thing. Did you see any of
yes,
the Google? What did you think about that? Just real quick.
Did you see the cut of him like in every single time he said AI in that
No.
whole thing? Somebody cut it every single. He was like AI.
Oh, and he just says it like 500 times.
It's the most ridiculous thing. Every single new product from Google has AI integrated
100%,
into it. So
100%.
I don't know. It's a little sus to me. I think they rushed the release of Bard. They saw ChatGPT get into this level. They weren't first to the game, and now they're running for money.
It's just they're acting like a normal company acts, right?
Yeah.
And we're used to them being. I feel like it's same thing. Fall of sort of Apple a little bit too, in the sense of like you're used to them being the tip of the spear for all that stuff, right? And when they're not, and they have to struggle and they have to catch up and they have to do it just like any normal company, then they just seem weaker, right? Than they typically would.
Completely agree.
I thought the thing that like showed the bike path where it was like stitching it together. Did you see any of that with maps? So that it was like, let's say you get into maps and you're like,
Should
I
I
want to
be
go
looking
from
this
here to
up?
here. I think I put it in there. I think I put it in our Trello.
What was it called? Oh, the Google one?
Yeah. And anyway, it sort of flies you through it and it like stitches together aerial views and street views and like all in real time to sort of fly you through the whole section.
How is this just one piece of it? It's like a 50-second clip. All right, we're going to it.
Yeah. I don't know why it's in this mode, but
Somebody recorded it at the thing.
no, it like cuts to
20
things.
billion kilometers of directions every day. Imagine if you could see your whole trip in advance. With immersive view for routes, now you can. Let me show you what I mean.
Let's check it out.
Say I'm in New York City and I want to go on a bike ride. Maps has given me a couple of options. Click on immersive view for routes, and it's an entirely new way
Sure.
to look at
You're
my
like,
journey.
I was like, lame.
I can zoom in to get an incredible bird's eye view of the ride.
They've already done that.
Yeah, like
And as
I
we
thought that
turn,
was pretty cool. Like
we
this
get
whole
onto a
thing.
great
But it's
bike
New
path.
York.
Yeah, well,
Like-
and they were like, it's coming out in these 4 cities.
Yeah.
Right.
They have like scan it with everything else. Like you
Immersive
come.
view for routes will begin to roll out over the summer and launch
15
in
cities.
15 cities by the end of the year, including London, New York, Tokyo.
All the top
And
cities.
San Francisco, of course.
That was it.
That was it. Well, that was them showing off that one little part. It was only 50 seconds.
That was lame. That's like, how does that have any AI part to that?
Because it was saying, so what it was saying was it's stitching together images all brought in not only from Street View of Google Street View,
so
but
it's using
also
AI to
satellite
do that.
view
Okay, fair
to
enough,
do
fair
like
enough.
in real time to stitch it together is what they were saying about it, which is kind of neat in the way of creating a whole real life thing that you're flying, that you're going through in real time. I don't know. Maybe not that. Definitely not tip of the spear of any of this
No,
stuff,
it feels like
for
they're just
sure.
like, hey, we got this sweet AI thing that's actually just the old thing that we were doing, but now
Right.
AI is part of it,
Totally.
so it's so sick.
Yeah. That
Yeesh.
you're probably right. It's just like throwing AI in front of everything.
Hey, what's up, Edison? Welcome
Yeah,
to the stream
nice.
tonight.
Edison Tech. I think we should probably skip. We were going to talk about deep fake Drake, but I think we should probably skip.
So
that.
you know what? Because this is the funniness about AI timelines. It's old news,
Yeah.
like by a little bit. But just to quickly touch on it, is that there's regulation now of saying like AI music. People are using
Wow.
and training on music, right?
I would just say that it's just another piece of showing that AI is infecting everything, right? It doesn't
is.
matter. It doesn't matter what industry you are in. There's going to be some. What we're talking about is there was a fake Drake song that was The Weeknd and Drake, like a collaboration between them, which was all just made up completely by someone that sort of knows how to produce music and write
Right.
music a little bit, and just used AI that fakes voices and fakes sort of styles of rapping or singing, I guess, and created a song that everyone loved, and it was like ready to break into the Billboard top whatever charts. But then the problem was he sampled something that he shouldn't have sampled, and so the record label's like, haha, got you, and yanked it down. And so he screwed it up because he sampled something he shouldn't have, but it didn't get pulled down because it was
Because of
AI
the
generated.
stuff.
Like none of
Okay.
that was, they were able to pull it down. And so that was a huge thing to them, saying, oh my God, that in 2 weeks we're going to have that exact same thing happen. We got to figure it out. But I don't think they have either. It's too quick.
It's still fast. And so I think a good place to kind of segue before we get into more of like, we got to work on the board game in a little bit. We can have
Totally.
some of those conversations with Noam Chomsky. Is that, am I saying that? Noam Chomsky. Chomsky?
Chomsky.
So he's a futurist. And if you're not familiar with him, he's actually very articulate, and he is always thinking about what's coming next.
Yeah.
And he's typically pretty accurate on some of the things that he's predicted going forward. And so one of the questions had been, are we at that point where we should be worried? Like, is this the takeover of AI? And at least from his perspective, it's that there have been some amazing things that have happened, but it's not there yet. Is artificial general intelligence there?
Right.
And it's not. It's like
Yeah.
we're not anywhere near where that level's at. And-
I hope to God that he is right, because what I would love, and I've heard this from other like AI scientists, and you know listen to that stuff, that you can only get to so much of a level with a large language model, right? There's only so much that you can get by saying, what do you think the next word is in this sentence, right? Which is all these models are doing.
Right.
And their thing was like, you're gonna hit a ceiling in that model. And I hope that's true, because then I feel like we can get used to it, and we can build it into things, and we can change sort of our stuff and let them figure out what the next like level of that is.
I mean, it's taking so much processing power. It's taking
Yeah.
so much resources to do this. So it feels like we're definitely in an upswing, but it's an upswing that may not be so drastic because
I
of some
hope.
of those resources.
Yeah.
Like he was talking about how the human mind is like super efficient. And the way
Okay.
that it operates, and all the information that it intakes, and all the different things it can do, it just can't compete with some of the language models that are out there right now.
Yeah.
So we're getting closer, but it's not there yet. So I appreciate like that insight because everyone's just like, oh my God, it's taking my job. Everything's coming. And people have absolutely had their jobs taken. Let's not even like say that it hasn't done that to folks. I've been reading about some writers that do marketing and things like that. They're like, all of my ability to do that, like I got fired from all my my jobs because people were like, hey, it's not maybe as effective as you were, but it's $0 essentially, or $20 a month.
And if it gets me 70% of the way there, sorry.
Yeah, and so from a cost model, it's starting to become something that can take some jobs. But everyone's like, resource up, learn how to use it. When you start to use it too, how quickly is it going to change to where you have to keep resourcing up all the time? And that's the question.
A great podcast that came out recently was from Planet Money, and it was talking about how AI could help upskill middle class jobs that are going away, and they had a really good take on just how something that you would normally need tons of education for, like a nurse practitioner or something like that, could be ramped up quicker and made to be like, maybe you don't need as much education because you're asking something and it's giving you back, right? The reason that a nurse practitioner can do everything that they can do and they're not a doctor is because they have all this computer stuff that helps them, right? Programs that say, don't put these two drugs together because that's going to fucking kill somebody, right? Like, and it helps them and it does things. So then they can make tons of decisions and all sorts of stuff that normally a doctor would have to do. Same thing with all these like other jobs that might be going away for other things. Like you can ramp them up and give them like a chat bot to help them kind of all do that in between.
That's bullshit from somebody that's a nurse.
Well, so hey, obviously that is a simplified form of everything that I just said, right? But the idea that you could upskill someone to a different job if it went away is easier with the technology that's taking the job.
You can get to that point, and I think one of the challenges that we'll have with that is just trusting what it feeds back to you is the right thing, and how you ask it for the details. So if somebody comes in with a certain set of symptoms, if you have a shitty like prompter of a doctor, they're like, obviously you're dying, so we need to give you all this crazy shit, and you're like, oh, you just didn't ask it right. So I think but I agree with you on the upskilling part. Like this is what I've been saying along with AI, is that it's starting to shorten the learning period, so to speak, and the ability to like have to know data, and you just have to know how to get to the right data faster, and it like increases our ability to do things quicker. It's like coding. What they were saying with coding is that you can go in there with, typically you would have to like know how to troubleshoot code. Now, if AI goes and fixes the code, you're not worried about troubleshooting it. Right. So now you can use that capacity that you have to think about like the higher level, like how do you put code together in a bigger way? So then as a singular human, you don't need a team of people to create an app that could do something really amazing, for instance. Yeah.
Heather did not mean to offend at all. If that what that came out, I was, I'm parroting back things that are said in podcasts and things like that. So no offense, obviously.
No, I don't think none's taken, and this is good. Dissonance around this is an important aspect of AI because none of us know what the hell's going on with this, and I think as we come up with that, so bad example,
totally.
Ryan.
100%. Hey, I'm talking about things that other people have said,
and that's okay. But one thing I just saw earlier is Edison. Where are you at? You said you're overseas.
Oh yeah, I saw that too.
We got to know where you're at. Where are you coming from? And joining the show. We appreciate you getting on the show with us tonight. So as we started having a conversation about what we were going to do tonight, we've been playing the board game, making the board game for a lot of episodes up to this point. We got a couple things that we wanted to do creatively. So before we get full on into that, we were going to make some, I think, cutouts of some of the meeples. So this is a meeples episode, and we're going to be doing some 3D printing tonight. So we're going to get into that soon. So the 3D printing is printing. Yeah. And then we're going to play the board game in just a little bit.
Well, yeah. I mean, this is basically our first sort of real playthrough. Nice. Trying to visiting family. Amazing.
Hell yeah.
I'm sure it's some kind of weird o'clock in the morning for you. So thanks. So we're going to do our very first playthrough of this because last time, like we had done in-game stuff. Like I feel like we are ready. I think maybe we should do it with 4 players, like as if we are playing it with 4 players. Do you think that's
I don't know.
The best way?
I think we should start with 2. Just because then we're having like it would be harder to track for people. I think if we were doing this too many players, and then with 2 because we want to scale it from 2 to 4 at least.
Yeah. Okay. Hey, nice.
10,
11 a.m.
Hell yeah, man.
Nice.
All right, but before we did that, you talked about something you wanted to look at. I don't know if we're still on game for it. Is that Adobe Firefly and recoloring vectors?
Yeah,
and
we
stuff?
could look at it real quick. I mean, we don't have to spend that much time in it, but
I
I just thought it was interesting because if you followed along with the show, we've been talking about Adobe Firefly occasionally because I use a ton of Adobe products and they're doing their own sort of AI generated stuff. Very cool. Started with text to image, but that was sort of Midjourney or Stable Diffusion, all things that we've done before. But they've been releasing little parts of it. And one thing that they released, in the last week or two was how to taking vector images and recoloring them. So we could just probably choose one of theirs.
You think this is what it is?
Like,
okay.
I think it's just picking any one of those.
I like the cat.
Okay.
Purple and green.
Try that one. So what happens is you would just, and I've done this. I played with it with my own, and you just upload an SVG. Right?
Which is a scalable vector graphic. So
right.
Essentially when you look at graphics, just to give you a quick insight if you're not too in this world, is that vectors are almost like mathematically created images that you can infinitely zoom in and you don't lose any of the quality, which is in contrast to what you'd call a bitmap.
Raster graphics.
Rasters. And I mean, you should probably be talking about this one.
No, 100%. Like you were doing great.
Rasters are essentially a pixel grid. And so if you start to zoom into something, you start to see, here's all the pixels that typically the eye can't see if you're zoomed out to a certain level, and they all kind of come together and they make an awesome art. So what you're seeing on the screen right now could be either vector or a raster. But once you start to zoom in, you start to do that. So if you build a logo, I'm going to take this as an example.
Yeah.
You typically build it in a vector. That way you can put it up to a billboard, you can scrunch it down to a little business card, and you're never going to lose any quality.
Yeah.
You do the same thing with a raster, you're screwed. You cannot blow that up to that size or not. And so, Ryan, what is so important or what is so interesting about being able to now recolor vectors that gets you excited?
Well, so if you were to use Illustrator or something like that, and you were to be able to go in and select, you would be able to select the cat individually and color it purple, right? And select all of the dots along the back and color them darker purple. And you could be selecting those and doing them. But what they didn't really have was an overall piece like this that said, take all of these colors that are in here and show me different variations of that. So like over on the right-hand side, it has like this dark blue midnight, right? Or so if you click on that, then it like changes them all into that sort of style of it.
You know what's nice about that is that typically you go get a palette online and you're like, all right, I'm going to use this palette. And you take like 20, 30 minutes meticulously going through there and trying to recolor it, right?
Yeah. And it doesn't really, in the sense that
what are these?
You can put...
Oh my God. Look at this.
Yeah. Well, and the cool thing about this too is like once you're downloading this straight back SVG, right? So you're getting that back out of it. And to me, I agree. I feel like I don't know why Illustrator doesn't have something like this to begin with, but I have used it multiple times to just like cycle through things. Wait. So let me show you one part of this. So if you go up to this, right, then you can say like, all right, here are the prominent colors.
Ooh.
And I was doing things like, I thought you could like keep colors and be like, I only want to keep this one color. I don't know. Maybe I'm going crazy. Yeah. See, like, what does that not do anything?
It's broken.
But anyway, yes, I agree that Illustrator should have had this, but it is very cool to use now that it's available.
Let's check this out. So if we get to this point, I like this one, so I can download it, and it takes it as an SVG, right?
Yeah.
Oh, sweet. Okay, this will be perfect. And then what we should be able to do is open it up let's open up as a vector, right?
Yeah.
What was that called? Firefly Summer Art. Let's gonna open it up in my
Summer by the Sea digital art. Is that what it was?
Yeah, it's Summer by the Sea. You know, Cats by the Sea and stuff.
Oh, is that what it?
Pretty sure that's what that is. All right, let's see if this loads our Illustrator, which it should. So Illustrator is Ryan's like jam, right? This is like where you live a lot of your life. And I saw Talon throw it out there that no, you're not right. You're not wrong, Michael. Like it should be easier to alter SVG.
I know. Never not been in there though.
But it's not a part in there. And I think it's just like, it's another thing. So here's an SVG, and this is what's so cool about it. It's like, let's see how it's all broke down. So that's one big piece. Let me get over here. I'm going to jump into it a little bit. You should be doing this. So there's like, the shape, so to speak. And like if you zoom into it, let me just Control Z out of this. I feel like I could zoom in. Like no matter how far, you don't see any pixels. You just see the little shapes. You can individually move these pieces around. This is what's so cool.
And what it does too is then you could cut this out of vinyl, right? You could send it to a plotter. You could send it to something that does engraving, right? Like you could send it to a 3D printer.
And actually that's one of the things is a transition into this is that we're going to use some of these kind of vector images so we can extrude those SVGs in a program. And so Talon, I think last time we ended up having to go to our default. But we could do this in a variety of programs where it will actually pulls it out.
Yeah, because it's not that complicated. It's not that complicated to get it out.
Yeah, open it in a text editor. Let's go look at that. That's a good idea. And we'll see if that actually works. So here's the original file. So if we edit it with Notepad++, this is what programmatically makes that image happen.
Ah, of course.
And so you can see there's classes in here. There's different things and all the different components that make that image. And then, Ryan, this is one of the cool things about SVG that you may not have known from the standpoint of like web development.
Yeah.
So sometimes you have to make a singular page, like for a 404 error page or something like that. You can't reference other graphics. You can't reference anything. You can build an entire singular HTML page with images completely embedded in this way into a website. Huh. And so what it does is it's like a singular file that has image generation in it. That's really cool. Nice. And I used to do like little cool things with that, and it was like all contained in a singular page. So like you had a 404 page, you usually can only hit one 404 page, and it can't take any other resources out of that.
Right.
Hey,
good afternoon, Edison Tech.
He's taken away?
Yep, he had to go. You know, he's gonna give you some watercolors. Can you vamp for a second? Before we go into Illustrator.
His small bladder is constantly.
I drank three things. Here.
He's drank 3 things. No, so we're gonna start to transition into more of the play on the show, or into the game. And so one of the things that we wanted to make sure of is that we had some 3D prints going before we started getting into the game. Last time, got to give Michael some insight and some cred because he helped us with Meeple. Yeah, 3 is the limit. Then he's out. I need to get like him a catheter or something. We'll 3D print one of them for next time. Wait, you can do wait, hold on a second. You can do a wide color of ranges in Illustrator with recolor artwork feature. Is that in Illustrator itself is what you're saying? Or what makes Firefly so different about that? I think one of the things with Firefly is it probably gives you some different tool sets and you don't have to do it within Illustrator. I think Illustrator is one of those areas here. Let's see. It's not that AI isn't doing anything awesome. It's just not, not possible in Illustrator isn't correct. So it could, ask a doctor. So I see where you're going with this. I think what we're trying to say is that typically when you're a designer or somebody that's going to be building out vectors and things, like you have to have Illustrator. But what if you just had Firefly or you had some of these like lesser tools and you needed to do some quick like renderings of a graphic and you needed to pick up some colors and not meticulously go in there and do some of that stuff. So it sounds like it's in there. They're just making it a little easier so you can do it outside of that interface as well. And of course, they got to show off their sweet AI that they have out there that they want everyone to go to. So if you have sweet Firefly AI by Adobe, you're going to go and use it. Last time, one of the challenges that we had on the show was, what the hell are we going to do with our characters? We're going to go and find a 3D rendering AI that's going to create these really meticulously created areas or these characters that we can put together. And that's where we started going. And then Mike came out with an idea. We started talking and riffing on meeples. And so if you're not familiar with meeples, they're very simple characters that are typically like a singular kind of face of the characters. We'll actually have one of these back here. And so one of the what it can do is we can take a very simple 2D drawing, extrude it up, and you have a character. I got to go grab one of these characters. Because last time, if you remember on the show, we went to AI, we went to Midjourney, and we came up with a character. I'm going to show you the character now. Let's see if I can get this. Ryan's almost back. Get your face out. Oh, is this whiskey? Whiskey. Okay, so here's our little character we printed out.
That's right, our little goat boy.
In Talon, I mean, honestly, this has been my favorite filament I've ever had.
Nice.
It is so good. It is so cool looking.
It's fun.
So our little goat boy.
You have so much still, too. It's like one roll left.
I want to use it. So that's what we're going to make tonight. We're going to make some meeples. But one of the cool things that came out of the conversation this last time was just making the meeple isn't the best. What about making an item meeple?
Yeah.
Which
I was really excited. Cool stuff getting posted in the chat. I thought it was amazing. Mike Azul in the chat put it, or in Discord, putting in things. It was very cool. Meeples with like the holes in them, and then they have swords and all of that stuff. And I don't think we're going to use swords and shields probably, but we are going to have pieces of the plane that they pick up, items that they get.
Honestly, I think it changed the perspective on what we're going to do at the game. So just to remind you, in the game, we got the horror Christmas sci-fi theme. We always talk about what it is, but we're basically on the Arctic, some Christmas magic spun
Dr. Frost was trying to harness Christmas magic again.
Yeah, that bastard, and he let it out. Now at the party, at the damn Christmas party, we're stuck in the Arctic facility and we're trying to get our asses out of there.
And it's the Christmas magic has manifested Christmas themed monsters to stop us from escaping, and we're trying to collect pieces of the sleigh, which used to be the helicopter. But it got turned into a sleigh because of this for us to escape.
I think the sleigh was that was on point. Like being able to go with the sleigh. Yeah. Hey, do we have? Let's go over this. Where's our guy that we printed? I feel like he was on one of these, right?
Because it was a goat. It was the goat.
He was a goat. Which one did we pull him out of?
Goaty? I don't see him.
Oh, is he on this top one? Oh, there he is. There he is.
Oh, yeah.
AI generated, baby. That is so... Look at that. He's exactly that guy.
Yeah.
He looks cooler 3D printed. He looks so much better 3D printed. So the goal of today is let's start to figure out how many characters we need to get. We need to get some enemies out there. So one of the things about item meeples that I thought was really a cool idea that we're talking about in the game, there's a couple scenarios. First of all, you're going to see the gameplay in just a little bit, so we'll explain that as we get into gameplay. But one of the areas that we were talking about is how do you pick up an item to move it to another part of the map. And so in a typical game, let's say it's a co-op game, and you get into an item, usually I have a backpack that you can carry an item, and you can carry it away somewhere else. And you usually can carry one item.
Right.
And so we're starting to now think of okay, if we start expanding the ability for our meeples to have items that they can attach to themselves.
Yeah.
Maybe you have a backpack that can carry 2 items, or you might find, a special sword that gives you extra hit points when you start playing with or fighting an enemy, or maybe there's, some other thing that gives you the ability to jump over another area. So you can use them as power-ups, and we really never talked about what the detriment to having an item on there could be, but you could have these different items that basically ramp up your character or take them down a little bit.
Yeah. Yeah, I could see that because you would probably still, or maybe not, but I think there's a lot of cool dynamics that you could have, right? Of okay, now you have something and you have it in your hand, and you're either bringing it somewhere or it's helping you for something, and then you lose it once you fought something with it. So I mean, shields and all that kind of stuff. I don't know exactly how they would look in the style of it.
But I think that the goal here, and this is where scope creep happens. So you have
100%
open, narrow, close, and so we've got to this point where we were wide open at the beginning of this, and I think that's good. We need to be that way. We narrowed in on the gameplay, And now we're to the point where we just need to refine some of the pieces and get some things
well,
in there.
So part of it is like the end game, right? Which we talked about last time, which the end game that we had before was simpler. So it was find the pieces and get out, basically, right? The only thing that doesn't do is I feel like it doesn't do any of the puzzle solving that
Yes, it is.
Nice. That's good. So I guess here's what it comes down to, right? Do you want to keep iterating on it and do more complicated things, or do you want to keep it simpler and go forward with it and play test the version that we have?
We need to play test,
Yeah.
but I do think that the last thing so we need to be able to build tension. And this is from some feedback in the chat, is that you don't want it to be easy enough that it's like, okay, whatever, I'm gonna win this game. You want to still have a little bit of that moment where you're like, I could die. But if we get so close that you could die, it's also kind of cool that you might be able to save yourself with like a few item drops.
Well, so what would be, because here's what I'm thinking it would happen, right? Is don't you want to play the simplest version and then you want to say it's too slow, right? Or it's
Absolutely.
or it's not complex enough, or it's too complex, or it's too hard, or it's too easy. And then that's where you would start adding in, okay, well, maybe it needs to have a whole system of weapons and stuff because it's not interesting enough during the game, right? So do you want to just start with like the straightforward version and see where we need to take it?
Thankfully, if I've had the ability to play the game a couple times with my son, and so I do know a little bit of the beat. And one of the things that I think it's going to need regardless is, if we make a meeple, they have to have a little backpack to carry crap around, regardless of what that is. Maybe it is literally just a backpack that carries things around.
But it's not just they can hold two things. Like,
there's like
if
one
one piece, because you're going to have two holes, right?
Yeah.
Like on the thing. One would, like, they're holding a sword to help them do something on one side, and the other side is a piece of the sled. Like, do you think like that would happen, or is
that
it
could happen
like
too?
I don't know if you're
the
getting
little
one or
pieces there.
two. Yeah.
So you fight enemies. So let's start from the simplest building up.
Yeah.
If you have an enemy that you have to fight, it would probably be nice to have a sword or some
Sure.
sort of something.
I mean, yeah, we can make it.
And so what I always was finding and how we've played the game up to this point is, now you're in a battle with an enemy and you roll dice, and whatever the delta is. So if your dice is higher than the enemy's, and you make that mathematical equation of, like, let's say you get a 6, and the enemy got a 3, you have 3 hit points that you put on that enemy. What are you fighting the enemy with when you get into those battles? Because one of our goals of the game is you could fight or you could flee.
Sure.
And so what would be something that you would make a decision to fight is you would probably have a weapon that gives you a little bit more confidence to fight.
Right.
So like
or
weapon
saying
system.
or saying we know where the hard guy is, right? Because we flipped him over, we know where he is. Adam has the sword. Send Adam after the guy to kill him, and we'll go back and we'll get the other stuff.
And so what it's got to be, in, like I said, I played it enough that I feel like this, like, it has to be just enough of the weapons and stuff like that where it's not everyone has one.
Well,
There's
so
one or
it
two
would
swords.
just be is it almost just an accessory? Like, is it just a pulled card and I pull
Yeah,
a
you
card?
pull a card and
I
you
pull
get
a
it.
card that I could hold. It would be a hold card, right?
Mm-hmm.
Because we had those. And it would say plus 22 or plus 2 to every roll that you have. And then I would get that thing and I would put it on my guy, and I would get plus 2 to every roll that I do as long as I have that sword,
Right.
whatever
Unless
power
you
up
get it
or
taken
something.
away.
So it's almost just it's just a fun little thing that you're putting on him.
But that one guy only has it, not all your other team members.
Yeah. Or you're like constantly using it. You're not holding the card and then using it at some point. You're like adding it to your character.
So you add it to your character, and then you pull a card later, and it's like you lose all accessories.
your points. Yeah.
And then
Totally.
that just goes back
I
into
think
the
that
thing.
would be good.
All right, so I think we agreed that we know meeples and having items are a thing. I think what we want to do is let's just get into making some of our characters, and I think what would a good goal and what we really need to figure out tonight is getting some of our enemies.
Yeah,
because that's the big part of the thing.
Because the meeples are all going to look the same, right?
Yeah.
They or
our
that star one, you know, the typical meeple. But our enemies, we want them to sort of have that, you know, a distinct outline in a meeple style.
All right. So what we got to do is we got to generate our characters in meeple designs. So that's what we're gonna do now.
So
remember last time? Oh yeah, let's give up some ideas on who we were at. What did we say? Collection of silhouette images.
Yeah, because I mean, so in the end, we ended up with what we wanted, which was silhouettes that we could easily vectorize, but we were having a hard time getting it to like, well, and maybe it wasn't. Maybe we just didn't have much time.
Design vector silhouette images, unique, diverse meeple shapes for horror Christmas. Okay, so we probably need to be more specific. Design.
Yeah. Okay.
Hey, what's our first enemy?
Okay. So what would be the easiest one? Do you think polar bear, or
let's just do polar bear.
Evil Santa.
I'm doing a polar bear of a vector. Let's see what this does.
Yeah. Let's just try to get polar bear.
Rolling the dice.
Right.
Let's see what we get up. I just took the whole thing before. The set it talks about a set. I think we asked ChatGPT
to give us prompt. Yeah, give us a prompt.
If
I bet that's way too long too. I bet it's not even doing half that.
This is how we got all this stuff. You don't think it's doing some of it?
I think it's doing some of it, but doesn't Midjourney cut you off after like a certain amount of characters?
Yeah, there's a thing. So we're hoping for a polar bear, which I'm seeing some polar bear-esque things here.
All right. Hey, I feel like this is already golden.
It's starting to look good. Because a polar plague bear.
Thanks for coming in. Okay.
Yeah, you got to sleep early. You got to get that sleep. And then when you get older, you realize you don't sleep because you got to be grinding on that job. All right, you have a good night. Thanks for joining in on the...
Yeah, thanks, Talon.
All right. Ooh. Look at
they're
these
interesting.
ones.
They're very interesting.
I like the layers.
The layer style.
Super nice. That like gives me other ideas. Okay, so this is the one, right? This lower left one.
Yeah, but like, so obviously it's just a normal polar bear. So do we want to add in some stuff now? Like, what would be like a zombie polar bear?
But this is a meeple. It just needs to be like the color of the damn thing can show it's an enemy. Like, we just need a polar bear in this particular instance.
But we don't want to try to make... I mean, you're not going to make an evil Santa. You're just going to make a Santa. I feel like that's not as fun. You should try... We should try to get it.
Let's try evil Santa then. I think we got a polar bear. But how do you... What do you do on a small thing that is that small that you're going to show something...
I can't wait for Midjourney to be that creative for me.
Design a collection. Okay, so design... What are we doing? Evil Santa?
Yeah.
Evil Santa.
The syntax of this is very strange. You're like, who cares?
I mean, it's getting what we want, right?
Failed to process your command.
Why did it fail?
I don't know. And now it's doing it again?
It's good.
It's fine. It's going.
Was just so as we look at this one, though, this one's kind of funny. He's a really long neck. It's like a...
Oh, yeah.
It's like... This looks like something you'd see at the zoo.
Like, totally, right?
Look at the massive polar bear.
And it was like cut out of different pieces of wood or something.
Out of all of them, like, that I like... I don't know. I'm liking this one with that leg in the middle kind of throws it off. Probably like something like around there.
Yeah.
Or maybe even this one.
Because imagine that one, but like... It had
God.
like fucked up parts on it.
Oh yeah, boy.
Oh, sweet. See? We can get specialized stuff.
Hell yeah. There looks like there's... Why is that so small? Why is it so small? Oh, it's because it's 93%.
Yeah.
This one is looking really good. Man, they're so... Like, you could probably get a couple characters. Look at these down there. They're so good.
Yeah. Like top right. It's pretty good.
This one, evil, like oh man,
it's like his hand is the sword, but also a cross.
So, this is what makes it unique because okay, let's take it through your artistic kind of sense. Is that if you can only work with the silhouette, we got to make it so it's evil enough, but in a silhouette.
Yeah. Oh, well, silhouetting is very important with character design anyway. Like, it should look good and you should be recognizable from the silhouette.
So So which one? There's a couple of them here that I can totally see. Now these ones up here are kind of cool, but they have too much detail in it. So they're not full
right, because
silhouette.
they're not silhouettes. It would have to, and if you took away the detail, it wouldn't make any sense.
So I kind of feel like I want to up-res this one just because it looks really good, and the
But
silhouettes.
like, which one would be? I don't think any
I
of
like
those are recognized as Santa.
I
though.
like this one. It could be into something else. It could be the Inca gingerbread man or something like that.
Oh yeah, that's
and then
true.
there's
But I think we could say those things. Maybe just try running this again.
Sure.
Will it do? Do we think it'll do anything?
You want me to just do the same exact?
I don't
prompt?
know. What else could we add to?
Let's just do all the characters and see what it comes up with, and then we'll run around the horn again. So
Okay.
What was it? Okay, we got Evil Santa. What's another one?
Christmas light snake.
I wonder how that's gonna go. Christmas light snake.
Snake. Do we need? Do we need to switch like the the noun and the verb there or whatever?
Can you put quotations? Does that help
Oh,
anything?
I don't know.
Now we're just gonna roll the dice with
All right,
it,
try it.
and we're gonna let's queue up a couple of them. So what's another one?
Okay. Inca gingerbread man.
All right. Design an Inca gingerbread man. Yeah. Is gingerbread man one word?
Do it for me, art slave.
All right, we're just gonna roll with that. This one was dark.
Yeah. Okay. It's filling itself.
So we
out.
may have to just like do a snake and then say it's a
But I think
silhouette of a
like
snake.
it should be able to
serpent.
Oh yeah. Okay.
Fair enough. Like I feel like we're this one's like trippy.
Yeah. It's like trying to put it. It's like trying to make it into a piece. Into a.
Yeah, these ones are definitely like these ones in the back are good, but they're not even snakes or serpents or anything.
Yeah.
Oh my god. This one's great. It's done too. Oh no, it isn't. Is it? Oh, it's 78.
Those aren't Inca. They're not Inca enough for me. I liked our original Inca guy because he was so ridiculously huge and odd
And
looking.
overbearing. Is any of these look good? Like,
Wait, is this the light snake?
Yeah.
Yeah. See, I feel like the light.
okay, so
It's trying to put light behind it. So
wait, let's go to this one. Yeah, they're all happy.
no, that one's kind of looking mean.
Yeah, but it has the face on it. Like, can we do the face? We can't. Like,
Oh,
anything's
that's
gonna
right,
be
yeah.
a gingerbread man, right? What the hell is this? This is like a messed up version of it.
That was like, yeah, that was got wrecked in the oven.
If we really wanted, like, you could have specialty ones where like you print it all one color and then I swap the color and you could have designs on
See,
it.
the problem with that's hard for other people to print.
Or they just
right?
print it out and paint the front of it. I don't know. I mean,
Right,
it could
that's
be
true.
something we could do.
It could have texture, right? It could, you know. I also want to keep in line with
Like some simplicity and
yeah, or just like how these meeples and things like that are created, right? Which don't seem like they typically have texture to them. So
Right.
maybe it is. Maybe it's just a gingerbread man, and we have a cool picture on the front.
I think because one of the thoughts I had, and I don't know if you track with this, but it's like, let's say the guy, and where's our little dude, is if the card was right, you'd like slip it in the back of the guy, or you'd put it off to the side, like in an enemy
sure.
area, and it would just you'd have the little silhouette of the guy somewhere on the
Right.
on the card, so you can match which guy is the silhouette.
Oh yeah,
you can still
I like
have the
that
cool
idea.
like
Totally. It's like the
character
image.
design.
The image on the card is the cool version
Right.
of it, right? And
That's
this
the
is
cool-
and the one on the table is more like it just looks like a polar bear,
It's
or
a-
it just looks like this thing. And I like that idea at least for V1.
Yeah, this is V1. That's true. We don't need to like. Okay, so we got Christmas light snake. What are we? Zombie elves. This is where we're at?
Zombie elves.
We still need to do the serpent over because
Yeah,
we
I agree.
didn't get one of those. I think we got something because we got, I think a gingerbread man version. I think we got something we could probably
Yeah,
pull out
sure.
for Evil Santa. We got a polar bear, so we're
Yeah.
getting most of our characters here.
Yeah.
Because what do we want to do next? We want to throw this in. And how quickly do you think you could get this together in Illustrator? Do you think it's possible?
To get all of them?
Like if we went really quick, threw them in a Photoshop, cut them out real quick, and threw them in there.
I think so.
Okay.
I think we could do that.
This is a test of Ryan's skill set.
We would have to. We'd have to. Do you have Photoshop open
do,
too?
I do.
Okay, because we'll probably have to Photoshop out some.
Oh man, I like some words just give you a crap load of
Right,
things to
good
look at.
stuff,
I
yeah.
love it. Absolutely love this. We got to do Krampus though too. Let's do Krampus.
And robotic Mrs. Claus is. I'm also excited.
Should we just put
see.
robot on that one? Like,
I mean, whatever you think's gonna.
I'm gonna do
get
robot.
us there.
Design a robot, and I'm gonna do serpent. I think that's. I like that idea. That chat gave us serpent.
Totally.
So we gotta listen to the chat because they are very helpful. Thank you. Design a serpent. Is that how you spell serpent? Yeah.
Yeah. All E's.
There we go. All right, let's check this one out. Oh man, I feel. Oh, there's some good.
I feel like there's some
there.
Krampus in there.
There could be a Krampus for sure. This one looks cool. He's like chopped somebody's head off.
He's got
something.
like a head in his hands.
These ones are kind of cool up here too. Like, what indicates elf though out of this?
Right. I mean, it's got to be pointy ears, right? So like that one.
Yeah, that's actually that really looks like the freaking elf minus the hat.
Yeah,
and that might be our guy.
Right. I think he'd probably have to take that sword off and like put it in his hand or something because it's
he has like an axe or something.
He's got an axe, but he also has a sword stabbed into his butt.
So we're gonna have.
We could do that in Illustrator though.
Robot
weird. It's with like the hand behind it.
That one's weird. Hello. Multiple weird thumbs. This one's
Which one was this?
Robotic claws, but just putting robot.
It's just robot.
Because a robot could be whatever, right?
Yeah, I feel like
this one.
There's no Mrs. Claus in this.
One?
You know,
that
I guess that movie's gonna be hard for that thing to stand up.
Well, you just put a base on it.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, we probably have to have a base on all of these.
Do we have a serpent one? Oh yeah, look at this.
Oh, cool. Yeah, like
something
top
like
right.
this.
Yeah. Or... Look at that weird one.
It looks kind of like it's a crocodile. Like,
I feel like this part up here is like the thing that scares away enemies, but his actual head is down here.
Oh, it's like one of those those little fish underwater that has the little light on it.
Or it's just like it's like pretending and scaring away things, and then it scurries away.
Hey, don't get on our prompt. Our prompt is getting some good stuff out of this.
Yeah, I wonder when you put in stuff like Mrs. Claw, like I feel like it doesn't. I don't know how to emphasize the Mrs. Claus part.
Well, and that's the problem I think with Midjourney is it's and that's probably why ChatGPT is a little bit more impressive because you can give it like the context and it comes out with a better context. I feel like this is just a crapshoot.
Right.
You know a little bit what you want.
Yeah.
But
you're just throwing keywords at it, right? Until you get what you want. That's the problem. So, Cyborg Mrs. Claus work better?
Okay, let's try it. Let's just try it.
But like, what can we add to Mrs. Claus? Because now I feel like we're just like Mrs. Santa Claus. Like, do we need to say that? Like, does it know what Claus is without Santa?
We'll see. I think we got enough here.
It's like old timey. We're like Mrs. Santa Claus. Like when people write my wife and they call it like Mrs. Ryan Higley. Santa's wife. Yeah, exactly. I know. I mean, that's bad, right? Did any of those float your boat?
See, I feel like the robot ones, like the only one I really did like was this one because it just has like a crazy look to it, like robotic claws coming out.
Cyborg female Santa Claus. I bet that's totally it. Totally.
So I put Cyborg Miss Snanta Claus.
Yeah, right.
Good job, Adam. Your typing is on par. I feel like there's some really creepy ones in here, though. Definitely not. Oh, what the hell? I want to see these. Look, it's 3D rendered ones on this one.
Yeah, already.
They're like, hey, screw you. Put the render. Oh, I like this one. For some reason, it looks sweet. Little Batman over here.
Oh, nice.
Oh, that's great.
Mini Batman with the super high up boots.
Yeah, none of these are registering on our game scale though.
No.
I love the look of this one.
Yeah, it's like the paper origami almost cut out.
Rolling the dice one more time, then we got to get into design mode. So, should I up-res any of these? Probably a couple of them, right?
Yeah, because we need the high res for the.
All right, what was it? Female. Oh, yeah, I got to put it up over here. Hold on. We'll get you.
Cyborg female Santa Claus.
I'm just going to copy it from the chat.
Straight out of chat.
So I can't be responsible for
Thanks.
misspelling.
Dark Goracorn.
Miss Claus is known as Miss Santa. It's like Mario and Mario Brothers.
Really? Mrs. Santa. Lame.
All right. Last one. We're going for it. Okay, so we're going to go down this list. So do we like something from this one? I think we did. So
we were going to pick Santa from that, right? Would that one be cool?
Looks like a Resident Evil Santa. So I did like the one with the crazy.
Okay,
like,
yeah,
things.
let's do
like,
that one.
Yeah,
Yeah, because he has the cross. That's what I love about that one. Because you get that religious, like, you know, stuff into it too. Cool.
Okay, so
I'm into it.
Let's up-res the second.
Plus, he also looks like he could be heavy. Like some of them look like they are like rail thin, and that's not what I want from Santa.
Did we have any? Okay, the serpents.
These suck.
Yeah. No. Wait. What was this one? This little alien guy.
Yeah, this little alien one is fun. Those all look very alien.
He's like reaching for this guy. What's that little thing coming out of him? I don't know.
Yeah,
That's a little sus. Come on, ChatGPT. All right, which one? So you said you like this one, but it's too 3D and off to the side. So
and it doesn't make sense.
What about this like
He looks like
Iron Man
a robot?
version?
That doesn't look like. Could we do variations of this one? Top left.
Yeah, you want variations?
One. Yeah.
Okay. All right, we'll do that.
Because I feel like at least that is in the sort of.
We like this one, right? In the
Yeah. Oh
bottom?
yeah. Totally.
Okay,
that's it.
Up-res 4.
Yeah.
None in the robotic. I mean, we did like this one. I feel like I want to like.
Maybe save it. Let's see what we get because we're doing a Miss Santa right now. We might need it.
Okay, I'm just gonna up-res it for a sec. All right, these are serpent or snake.
Yeah.
Is there
Which
one?
did
Is
you
there
like?
one that's like? This one, like, this is super cool graphics. I could get like a whole theme out of just one of these.
Yeah.
I do kind of like this one.
It's too weird. It doesn't go with
It's
any of the
super
other
weird.
stuff. It's gonna look like abstract art.
What about this one?
that one? Looks like a plant.
Yeah,
though.
but it also has like
You don't like this top right one? It looks kind of like a dragon. Yeah.
Yeah.
I think we need to rerun Serpent again. I don't think any of these are even
all right.
that's Serpent enough.
These
like.
ones didn't have any. I mean, we
No.
liked the guy. Okay, what was this one? Okay, these are up-reses.
Okay.
Oh man, these look good. All right, this was female cyborg. Okay. All right.
Oh yeah.
Look at this. Looks like the
Okay.
one we had.
Or even next to her, like any of those. Those are
All right, we got
those
it.
are good.
We got it.
Those are good.
Up-res 2.
Yeah.
All right, we're good. I still like those. Like,
Sure.
Okay. So here's your variations.
Inca. Does any of those scream Inca gingerbread man?
It's like I almost have to blur my eyes
this
so I don't
one?
see it. Like
it's a little weird. It doesn't.
I like this one. Looks like a clown.
Yeah.
This one, look at like the little like.
Well, and
fluffiness
also we
around
could
it.
add anything we want to it. Well, but I guess so we're not even going to do buttons or anything, right? It's got to
Not
be
at
like
this
flat.
point. We might. I mean, in version 2.0, maybe, but
Yeah.
in this version, out of all the ones that you're seeing, like, what says gingerbread man without being 100% gingerbread man?
Yeah, it's almost
Because you don't want to like be.
this one.
I'm feeling like the best are coming out of this top left.
This bottom left one is so weird.
Yeah.
This weird crotch. Okay.
Of course, you'd be looking at its crotch.
Well, hey, I got to look at all elements of the
That's the
gingerbread
first thing you
man.
would eat
You're,
at a
you're like, it's the
gingerbread
first
man.
thing you comment on. The first thing
all
you
the
eat,
time,
and-
every time you come in, Adam, man, that crotch is so big today.
Look at on point.
All right, so we got most of it. I think we got everything.
Yeah.
It's gonna be good. Okay, so we got to start.
Yeah,
Okay,
because we're
you're getting
late.
in to see the design process. What is it? 9:30. We're good.
We're good.
We're good.
We're totally
All right.
good.
So what I'm gonna do is let's see how we can save these. So I'll do the saving. I'm gonna throw them in a bucket,
Yeah,
and then I'm gonna let you.
yeah, because we got to Photoshop them first. We got to get them ready for vector.
Yes, we do. Oh no! You don't want to do that.
These are so weird. Like, look at this, like middle row, left first column. She has like two screwed up arms. One is a sword arm, and one is like a tentacle arm.
That's sweet. That's like an alien. That's an alien. Okay, so what are we gonna call this? This is
This is
Santa.
evil Santa.
Evil Santa. Okay. Gotta name it right. So we know
like
we're
evil
pulling it.
certain, like I don't know if you need to add Mid Journey or something like that to it.
Nah. So this one we just kind of threw out there. Like I was trying to think, is like a Krampus in here? Is this like a Krampus?
I thought we had a better Krampus than that.
Okay, if there's nothing from this one, we're good. I really like this one for whatever reason, but
yeah.
All right, we'll keep going on. I think we updid that. Okay, so this was the evil zombie elves.
Zombie elves.
Okay.
All these things too. All of these cards, all of the different enemies that we came up with, all generated by ChatGPT. I mean, this is an AI first board game, so we didn't come up with zombie elves. We didn't come up with Killer Krampus. Those were all things that it came up with itself,
which I appreciate.
Yeah.
And I like the spirit of us going through this, and so maybe we just did this one as Leper, as we might go back to it. Let's see here. Oh, we thought this one was good, right?
Yeah. Okay. We need to make a decision on which one though?
Well, and we can do that when we bring it into the thing. Like This is Claus, right?
Yeah.
Desktop.
Mrs. Claus.
Mrs. Santa Claus.
That one is weird.
It looks good.
With the big rounded dress. Oh, that's right. Heather came up with the snake. That's true.
No, that was all AI. What are you talking about?
X-nay on the X-nay.
See, we also embrace the chat as well, because it's like
that's true, because that's always part of it. That's always part of it is the chat.
Yeah, simpler. So, Mike, I think that you're 100% on this. Is that we do need to simplify some of these, because you're right. Because if you 3D print something that's too frail or too skinny, it's not gonna.
We can figure. We can do some of that in.
We have like the genius
in
here,
AI.
Mr. Higley.
You know, not doing it as much as I used to, right?
It's like riding a bike, my friend.
Yeah,
you got this.
Oh, I mean, I still use it quite a bit. It's just not 8 hours a day like it used to be.
All right, we have a couple of them. So let's just do this for the sake of the night. I think we got a couple of them that are for sure. Let's try to do 4.
When you save things, you have to add your own file extension to the back of them?
This one time I did.
It's weird.
Don't worry about it. I did that. Something that happened. Nobody saw any of that either.
Oh, okay.
That was just behind the scenes.
That was behind the scenes. I didn't realize. Adam, so I'm gonna say what it was. Adam had to go in and add .png to all 4 of the files that he just saved out.
That's all right.
Because I remember you when we worked together. Weren't you telling me about how you could save file and then you would add your own file extension to it, right? Or it would do it blank.
For what?
I don't know, just saving images out of something.
On this one, it's
that it would always show you that it was .png versus just having the name and you having to go in and click to properties.
It was a setting where you could do all this. Okay, what do you want to do? What size? I'm giving this to you.
Yeah, well, you're opening raster graphics, so it will give you what the size is. Do you know where they are?
I do. They're right here.
On the old desktop.
And the desktop under the Meeple folder.
Just open all these bad boys. We got to get in there to all of them. So do we just want to pick out a couple? Or is it kind of, so we know,
man, these are good at this.
Like we know it's this guy, right?
Yeah.
Don't we sort of, I mean, it could be him too.
So that one's good. The ears.
But
here was the thing is that chat says, Michael said, you got to be sure they're not too skinny.
Yeah. That's true.
So we'll play with it. This is a test round. We're gonna figure out how we got this. This is what we do.
So we just got to cut him out, and there probably would have been an easier way, but
we're judging you.
I know every second of this.
Look at that.
So
what did you just do?
Well, so like I'm cutting him out of the thing, right? Like I want him by himself.
Yeah. It's good
because we're trying to get rid of all of everything that isn't just what we need for it to vectorize. Because if you give it more, it's gonna try to do it. See, and so when I'm selecting colors, this is too dark. It's close to this, so I'm just gonna have to do it by hand.
So you're taking that out.
Yeah, because we want to probably add our own
fair enough
box to the bottom,
fair enough,
right?
fair enough.
As opposed to. So I'm just gonna do it by hand
Make
here.
sure he has a nice foot.
Yeah, I was
That
gonna
other
say
foot
like
needs like that little toe. Oh, geez, you screwed that one.
no. No, because it would be
kidding. I'm
like
just
it's
kidding.
foreshortened,
I'm
right?
just kidding.
Like
Nobody's gonna see foreshortened on a meeple.
I suppose that's true. Well, we could draw whatever we want.
And so we're riding the line between what's considered a meeple, because typically a meeple is considered very simple.
Yeah,
And
yeah. Well,
so maybe we bastardize it a little bit.
I feel like the meeples are gonna be the player characters more.
No, meeple is just.
Oh, it's just a.
It's like a word for.
I see.
So
do we think this one is too thin to even print or do anything with?
No, I think we can give it a go.
Because like I also want to, come on, I also want to cut off this butt sword.
That's a special power, dude.
Which just like kind of looks a little weird.
Don't take my butt sword.
No. And so like I'm just cutting it out, and then I guess do we just give it back to him?
Nah, he's good. He doesn't need it.
So it's just he's like
He's perfect.
Okay.
Yeah, and that was supposed to be his candy cane whatever, but we're fine. Let's just roll with that.
Sure. Okay. So
Save it to the
Same
Meeple
place.
folder. Give it a name though. Should be a Meeple folder. There we go.
so he's our zombie elf cutout.
Yeah, you're good.
Okay. All right. So we got one down.
Any other ones from there?
I mean, if we think that there could be, because like obviously we could take any of these guys and put elf ears on them.
Yeah, that one that's
You know?
like chunkier down there.
This
I like
one right
him.
here?
I really do like that guy.
With the shield, I guess, is that what that is? Oh God.
I know
this
it's good.
little-
How come you and I both saw the guy with the tore up ball sack?
It's just like
Jeez.
he's got a little rags
There's
there.
another guy that's
This
right
guy's
above
very
it
cool,
too. Little eyes holes.
Yeah.
All right, let's just roll with that one and move on to the next. If it doesn't work, we're good. We got to go with
Okay.
Mrs. Claus. All right, this is like a vote for the chat. Which one are we going
Yeah.
for? Because I really like
I
row
like
2
this
in
one.
the second, but it seems like too
This
thin
one.
with the legs. And
Too
arms.
thin, right? This one could be neat, but it has weird sections to it.
Well, wait. Look at the one at the bottom, the like second to the last one. It's like
Yeah, something.
Batman, cat,
Batman,
robot.
Catwoman top, and circus freak show at the bottom here.
Oh,
I don't know
jeez.
what is happening there. I mean, some of these are cool.
So which one has a ladylike?
I mean,
Feel
this
to it?
one feels like a kid, which sort of for Santa Claus or Mrs. Claus is married. You know, Santa's married to her. Maybe that's a little weird.
Hey, can I just point out one quick thing about this generated image?
Yeah.
Notice this line right here.
Oh, yeah.
You know what that's from, right?
Totally. Yeah.
This was like a stock art, and it had an X through the damn thing,
100%.
and it just like, oh, let me render
Yep.
this little
Or it's like,
artifact.
you know
That's
what
great.
stuff like this normally looks like? It maybe has this little line through it.
So out of this, oh man,
Second from the left, middle row. That's what we're seeing. But is that going to be too thin?
yeah, that's what we were thinking too.
It's like she's spraying herself with something.
It's our whip. So we agree that. So okay, let me ask you this, Ryan. If you got that so we can thicken up some of the parts of it, right?
Yeah. I just don't know if it's going to look as cool then.
Okay, so you say that one in the bottom row, number 5 is like too small, but you could always make it bigger.
Yeah, that's true. And we could put some legs on her.
Yeah.
She's a little thicker. Plus, it's also kind of just an interesting silhouette, right? That isn't just a normal.
It's robotic Santa Claus misses.
Yeah.
This is good. All right.
Okay. Same thing.
We've got a Miller in this room, by the way.
You know, every room in Colorado right now feels like is Miller time.
One of my friends, they had accidentally left their freaking back door open to their house all night long.
Yikes.
Like Miller apocalypse in their house.
Man, that's tough because it's like leaving your car open in the snow or something.
Yeah, it was bad.
Where you're just like, this doesn't ruin anything necessarily, but it's gonna be a pain in the butt to like get back to normal. This is so I don't think it was gonna grab any of this. So I'm just kind of.
You should have messed with the tolerance. I think you could have got it.
You think so?
Or just pick the black and then
cut everything else. I don't think because I think it like red and black. It has a hard time with. I'll try it.
Wait, hold on, try it. Do a reverse. Do an atomism. That's how I would have done it.
Like a little bit.
Feather it. It picked black, right? And now do an inverse selection.
Yeah. So then you go select, inverse.
Tolerance is only at. Oh, look at that.
Good.
Pretty.
We're good.
That's good enough for.
It's good enough for government work.
Good enough for AI generated meeple work. This class.
So we got Mrs. Robotic.
What would make her the most robotic? Like the legs, we'd have to like have wheels or something on it.
Yeah. I wonder if we can steal. So that's another good thing. You can like steal from other ones if there's like legs that you think are good. All right, gingerbread man.
Yeah. I don't know. I liked bottom row number 3, but
this one is like poofy one.
He looks like the Michelin man. Yeah. He could be that.
I mean, whatever. What if it was this one?
I do like that one,
but
too.
but we just elongated out his arms.
Yeah.
A little
Do
bit
that
in
one. Do
Illustrator.
that one. That's a good one.
I think that'll be good. Inca.
I don't know how Inca got even in that.
I don't remember. Because I think H.E. Higley in the chat said gingerbread man, and so we put it into ChatGPT, and
that was pretty good. I thought this one was going to be way more of a pain in the ass, but you got it. You almost have to like posterize this and change the cut, but you could probably do all that in Illustrator.
Like I think it's gonna, because all of this edging and everything is all rough, but I think Illustrator.
See, what you're all getting to see is behind the scenes. This is how people used to do it back in the day before.
Well, yeah, before you would just draw this.
How much longer are we going to be able to do this before AI just does it perfectly for
100%. Not that long, if I had to guess.
You're watching a lost art here, y'all.
Because, I mean, think how sort of rote this is.
How much freaking time in our lives have we spent at, like, working? You more so than me. Jeez.
Inca gingerbread.
This is Ryan's like thing. He does this as a
but
thing.
And I'm glad that I have diversified, right? Like if I was still just like a straight up graphic designer trying to do that, I would be more nervous because it's always good to like know a bunch of different things, right?
Yes. Layer it on.
Okay.
We gotta go for that top. That is the one.
Because he's kick ass.
Yeah.
I feel like, does he need a little poof ball on top of the hat to really make him seem like Santa?
I think that's what we go next, and we kind of get this. And I like that these meeples are a little bit more complex, but I do feel like we're gonna have a problem when we print them at the scale that we're hoping for.
We'll see.
So
we might need to.
Because what time is it? We're 9:44. We want to at least have about 30 minutes for the gameplay.
Yeah.
Put that arm on that right hand side.
Yeah, and I was like, do we need to fill this in so that it doesn't do any of that?
Yeah, he looked evil that other way.
Yeah.
Nice skills. That was Control plus and minus if you're curious.
Oh,
about what's
yeah.
going on
Well,
there.
I mean,
how did you even do that? Oh, that I didn't know that trick. You can make the size of your brush.
Oh yeah, just like plus it, or if brackets in and brackets out, we'll make it. That. Yeah, because I'm always the firm believer that the best thing about knowing a program well is that then you can make decisions and be like, I'm gonna try this. No, that looks like shit. Move on. Try something else.
Rapid prototyping.
Yeah. So then, as long as you know the program well enough, you can do that rapid prototyping quickly, as opposed to going with your first your first try, which is always the worst. But if it takes you an hour to get there, you're like, well, I guess that's what we're going with. Foot, maybe.
That's how board game companies compensate for resolution issues. Screen printed meeples. So like you're saying, like on paper and it's shoved into a little base.
Oh, really?
Because like that is true. Like a lot of games I've been playing lately, I'm like, these characters suck.
Really?
It's like a little cardboard shoved into a plastic thing.
Yeah, that
and like
definitely
it looks
sucks.
like
stupid.
It looks well done, the graphic, but it just feels cheap.
Yeah.
I like the idea that we're embracing the look of this.
Okay.
Man, that turned out good.
Good.
So the other thing I was gonna say is continuity of our characters. Like, there's got to be a level of, what was that, Evil Santa?
Oh, right. Like they need to kind of look like each other.
Like they can't just be.
Email Santa.
I like Email Santa. Email Santa. That's the new one. He has to have like a
pocket protector and a slouch.
A little
Okay.
flag that he has.
Is that all of them?
That's the 4. Yeah, we did 4.
Okay. So now we'll just go into Illustrator. So basically all we're doing now is we're just vectorizing these. So before, because you saw when we were zooming in, right, it made out of pixels, and that's what we were deleting.
That was a raster, by the way.
Raster. And then now we can bring these in. And, you know, the good thing about all of these Adobe programs, they all work well together. So you can bring these in. Just flatten all of it. Okay.
Man, did it already? No, it didn't. Okay.
So yeah, I know, right? It's like you almost like think it could have. So once you're in here, then we're gonna image trace these, right? So we'll probably just do the default.
Decent.
You know, pretty good. I mean, we're doing literally a silhouette.
Like, doesn't get that sharp edges, but it makes them a little, because that might be good because we're 3D printing these again. So the simplest possible way you could do this, and I think what we'll have to do is, oh yeah, there you go.
So is it like that maybe? Because we can add to it too once we get here, but it's almost like the shape that we want. Yeah. Polar bear, Santa hat. Ms. Robot, Santa hat. All right. I think we're good.
We'll print them with candy cane filament. They're all white and red. That looks good. That's a print.
So then, yeah. So you go back in image trace, and then I want to ignore the white, right? Because we wanted all of that to go away. And we're no longer previewing, and we're tracing. And then you think like, oh, what the heck? Why is this still a picture? You still have to select it and expand it.
I don't think anybody saw that. They're just a sweet image of a crazy zombie elf. He did like 20,000 shortcuts that you just didn't see behind the scenes. I'm watching his hands right now, and he's going
okay.
crazy.
Well, I mean, because we're just navigating at this point.
I'm putting the color in here, so Ryan is touching the keyboard. He just hit the A key. Now he hit the, space bar.
Oh, you're like, well, you're doing like the on screen. Okay, so we're good here, right? Like I think at least to try.
So
okay. Do we need to add
a base?
The base.
You know what you should do? Go and do all of them, and then create one base and just chuck it on all of them.
Oh yeah, that's a good idea. Okay, so let's save him. Cool.
That's fine. Keep them. We need them as SVGs, but we'll.
Well, you want to use Illustrator as your source file, right?
Right.
You want to save out SVGs from that. Okay, she's looking good. Image trace.
I feel like she is gonna need some feet though.
Yeah.
She looks like a crazy jester. It does have a robotic feel to it.
Yeah.
And I guess it would all work as a 3D.
Because like with the hair and stuff, I don't know. Like our robotic Mrs. Claus. I think there were other ones. There were other ones that sort of looked a little more like.
This one has the best like size. The other ones are too thin.
Yeah. So do we want to
put a wheel?
Yeah. So okay.
Put something underneath her.
So we'll ignore white and trace and expand. Okay, she's looking good. So now what we're thinking is we want to put some feet on her.
Okay, so robot, 3 legs, like a tripod robot, or
but like when we're looking at silhouette, what does that look like?
Thinking like C-3PO, or not C-3PO, but R2-D2 or something. Yeah, like wheels or something. Oh, see, ooh,
right?
Yeah, we on this. See, it does give it a.
Like if this one was slightly bigger.
I don't know. That looks good. I think I like it. I like it. Let me keep it.
Yeah, I mean, normally what you would use, these look too perfect, right, for it, like because she's all uneven, and these look like too even. So you'd probably have to go in and like mess with these a little bit just to make them look like not so perfect.
I see.
So you'd be like,
but see, to the scale we're gonna print these, like
it's not even gonna matter.
Like just get it close and like move on.
Okay.
And then because this is we just need versions of this. I'm super stoked to have actual characters on the board that we get to fight
true.
now. This is gonna be sweet.
That's true. Okay. What did we do? Silhouettes?
Yeah, that's been working.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, that looks good, right? Oh, we were going to make his arms longer, but we'll do that after we...
But you can just use the points to kind of pull it out, or you can just throw some shapes on there.
Actually... It's not very good points to use.
Not great points, agreed.
Not great points. So I'm just going to work in this mode. And be like,
only do this just a little bit. I'm not pro.
Well, I mean, that's just muscle memory. I don't know. Let's see. Like, what do we want him doing?
You gotta have one that's like up, like he's yelling at the.
Because then, like, does he need?
What would make it Inca-y?
Yeah, I was trying to think.
Oh, that looks good. He looks like super ripped.
Yeah, he does a little. Well, but his like, that's about. Yeah, like 2. Does that look too?
No, I think it looks fine.
Too weird.
You're looking good, dude. Again, you got to remember, he's like hulking version of that. I like it. Go with it. We're gonna go with it.
Okay, so now because these are two pieces, we don't want any of this to show up, right? So we just gotta like build that all together. Kind of looks like penises.
Penis arm.
Kind of looks like penis
gingerbread
arms.
man.
I'm gonna like maybe move this in so they look a little more like fists and less like penises. There we go.
Swole Ginger Bro. New name.
Swole Ginger Bro. I love that. We didn't save Mrs. Claus.
Need to save the claws.
Yeah. Okay, we got one more, right?
Hell yeah. You've been doing some breakneck speed. I'm gonna have to show up. Oh, this one's so. This is the only one that has a little bit too much.
Yeah, right.
Flavor
So
to
we might need to add some stuff to this afterwards. I don't want to mess with this because that has definitely got to stay across. But that doesn't mean we should make sure we're.
Well, do you just keep one across and one's like a pokey?
This one's the sword, right? Okay. I feel like that's how it.
Oh, that
This is looking a little like something other than a sword.
That's right. It's a special sword. It's a bathroom.
I don't want to get caught by this Santa. This is bad Christian Santa. Okay. Yeah, maybe we can make it a little. We'll see. Okay.
It's good. You got it. I like it. I think you got enough. We just need to make that sword a little sharper. The other one on the other side, yeah, definitely needs to have more cross-like features.
Okay. So let's go ahead and mess with this one. Get out of here.
Oh, we get you, Mike. Like, one of the things about what we're gonna do is we're gonna put a base on every single one of these characters in about a second.
Yeah, I think that's.
So one of the things about like doing what we do here, this is like the quick run in here, fix it up as quickly as possible, make one base, duplicate it across all 4, drop it on there. So thanks for the insights though, because I think
totally. Well, and it's all a learning thing. Does that look enough?
it's looking good. It looks like a.
Because I don't want it to be too even, because then it doesn't go with the rest of the.
Yeah, it's all good. Yeah, no, that.
But I wanted to make sure that it like looks
go.
like a cross. Yeah,
it's gonna get so thin at that point. I'm just letting you know, like when we print it at size,
exactly, because it's like this freaking
microscopic.
big to be honest. Okay, do we want to maybe extend this?
Just make this
or pointier?
Make it sharp. I think if you take out like the curve on there, looks like a dolphin sword now. Can't you take out the There you go.
It's gotta bend it.
Nice. We got some people appreciating the skills.
Nice.
The
Oh,
quick
thank
skills.
you. Okay. How does he look?
I think it's a print. That looks delicious.
All right. So then what do we want the base to look like? Is it just a flat?
I think because we're extruding it, so think about it like that. So maybe like a what do you call it? Maybe rounded corners a little bit.
Yeah, I was gonna say
just a tad.
Like,
so it gives it
does it need? First of all, does it need like in a little bit?
Yeah, you can just do it that way, actually.
Like this, and then.
Ooh, I like that tool. No, I think it's a print. I would go up. Yeah, there you go. Perfect.
So is it like this?
Yup, you got it.
Okay. Does it need to be more in the feet? Like, is this little part going to be a problem here?
As long as you get it. No, that's fine. Because remember, we're printing it that level down and up.
Yeah. No, you're right.
So
Okay.
we're going to be perfectly fine.
So I want to save. So I saved out a version here where we're not going to combine it together, and then we'll combine this one together, just in case.
Constructive editing, just if you're curious, so you don't lose some of the abilities that you have. Good job.
Yeah.
So as you get to this point, I'll just you throw all the bases in there, because we're gonna have to scale them to be similar sized.
So maybe we should scale them to this base.
Yeah, that's a good idea.
And then probably bring them all in together so we can look at
let's
them
put them all.
to...
Then we'll have to yeah, there we go. That looks good.
But we still want him on his own thing because we're gonna save it out. Move him over. Okay. Should he be about that tall?
Dude, he's Inca gingerbread man. He's a big guy.
He's big.
He's a big boy.
So he's like here.
Yeah, he's got to be overpowering.
Yeah, because he's one of the tougher guys, right?
I think he is. Let me see. Do we have some? Okay, that's
I like
you.
the idea of him being massive.
That is true.
I like him better now.
He's a 9. Yeah, he looks way sweet. He's bigger than
That's
Santa
great.
in every kind of way possible.
Yeah, totally.
That looks awesome.
All
right. This is like getting me stoked every single time we get like a little closer.
Yeah.
We're so close to printing him.
Okay. So then Mrs. Claus, I think we're going to have to do something like that. But let's see what these two look like next to her.
So maybe make her...
Let's put him next to her.
Okay. So how would you extend her? Could you grab the points from basically her waist up and like extend her waist up a little bit, or would that be too? Are they bad points? See what I'm saying?
Like pull, like just make her taller.
Just her midsection, just stretch it out just a tad. Give her a little bit more height.
Yeah, I was gonna say where's our lasso selector? Here.
Yeah, I think you got it because the points were just a little higher. Yeah, you got it. But the question is, can you?
What? Ah. Why didn't it keep it selected?
I don't know. However you missed that last point was amazing, though.
And then I should be able to say direct select, and maybe I have to select an anchor. Okay.
There you go. There you go. Yeah. So yeah, just right about there. That's perfect.
Okay.
I like her. She looks creepy in a weird
It
way.
does,
I don't even know.
It's like spidery or something, you know?
Very robotic.
Yeah, I like the hair like attached to the arms. It's weird.
She's ready to get crazy.
Okay, so then we're taking this one. We were keeping ours, and then combining her together. Oh, so let's take that.
Yeah, so there was a good point. Make the hat more Christmassy. So what would make the hat Christmassy? Her more like braids?
Ooh, like bells on the end. She's gonna look like Harley Quinn.
Yeah, but maybe you change it to where like what would Mrs. Claus have as like a, I don't know.
Yeah, I think of her as having like a bonnet maybe or something. I don't know. I'm trying to think of like, but it would have to be something where you'd be like instantly sort of Christmas, right? We just need like a Christmas thing.
I mean, as a proof of concept, within the last hour we've had nothing, and now we have characters.
Now we have characters.
Like, we're really good. I appreciate the iterative adjustment and some insights. And so yeah, totally. If there's any other insights, chat.
Smaller.
Yeah, because he's an elf, right?
Yeah, so he's definitely got to be.
He's got to be smaller than the misses. Just squish him
even
a little
smaller.
Bit, right? I think you need to like keep his
2 of them.
thickness of it. Ooh, zombie elves. Yeah.
Oh yeah. Do we need another?
No, I think keep him as a single for now. Okay. We'd have to get 2 of them right now.
I think maybe just out of just pure skinniness and stuff, he can't be tiny, right?
Yeah, we're good with
Do I need to thicken him up at all?
No, I think at this point, let's just do a print of them. We'll see what we can get out of it, and then, all right, you finish this. Ooh, he's a little thick. I'm gonna go get the print bed ready.
Yeah, it's a little. Okay, so I'll just save all these out, right? Because we're just saving SVGs, right? Because we want our main AI file to have all our extra guys. So we got zombie elf, robotic Mrs. Claus, Inca gingerbread.
And you're doing it as an SVG, right?
I'm saving them all as AIs, right? Because that's what we want for our thing. Get out of here, cat. No. And then, so maybe this is not the case, but I think that one of the problems with SVGs that I found is if you leave things outside of the boundaries, they still show up.
Yeah, you have to have it.
So what I usually do is I still want to keep my AI file nice though. So usually what I do is I'll say like, okay, I'm going to cut you out. I'm going to save this as an SVG. Yep. And then I'm going to paste you back in right where you used to be. And then now save this as my AI. I'm sure there's probably an easier way to do that.
Whatever most efficient is the thing.
Well, it would probably be more efficient for me to learn a better way to do it in you know, the 3 minutes that it would take me to do that. Or I could just finish this in 5 minutes. And I always choose the 5 minutes, which is bad. Because you never know.
Yeah, do you know what the worst is? Is that you do something for years. I did something.
Totally.
I think we did it in the damn show.
100%.
Remember with the we didn't even. I just put the camera up and never focused it. Then figured it out.
That's right. Yeah.
For a year.
Years.
I didn't realize you could autofocus the damn thing. Eesh.
Okay. Ooh.
All right, 3D printer is nearly prepped.
Nice.
So the funny thing is we probably won't have these completely done, but that'll be fine.
Somebody was watching me do things at work because we were like doing something and then we needed to create something and I was just like, I'm just going to do it really quick. And so I just did it off to the side. And, you know, they were saying the same things. They were like, you're just doing stuff, but you're not going into any menus or doing anything like that. And I was like, yeah, well, you just do it enough and you know all the shortcuts. And that's what makes it quicker. And they were like, but you could tell you've done it a lot because you just know where the okay is going to be, right? Like you know when this menu comes up, I'm going to need to have the cursor about here to hit okay. Like you've done it so many times that you just know where all of that stuff is. And I was like, yeah, that's true too. Save as.
That's what makes things different. How many hours have you put into this?
I know, right? Well, I'm sure I'm at that 10,000 hours or whatever.
You got to 10,000 hours.
Okay. I think we're good.
All right. Handing over the torch. See, the cool thing about this is we're doing it live. We're doing everything
100%.
As it comes together.
And there will be certain anyone who's watched the show long enough knows that there are parts of this as soon as we get into software we don't know. It goes real slow and real sad. You really start seeing that there's a human side of this. It's not all quick keys and slick happenings.
Yeah, it's not good.
All of our 3D work for the most part.
But we got better. I think we started getting.
You have gotten a lot better. I feel like you have used a lot because you have the 3D printer, right? So you sort of.
I did my glasses. I think that was my crowning achievement, and then cool. I stopped doing it, and then I got a little.
Can we put beveled edges around this, or this is too? I mean, this might be easy enough that we could use the other software because all you're doing is like extruding it, right?
I agree.
And then you could put the beveled edges around it because can you do that in Tinkercad?
Oh, look how big he is. He's a big guy. We need to just make him a little bit.
He is like the maximum size of the bed. I'm sure that was.
He is.
So how big was the other one that we did?
Good question.
Because
Shoot.
that would. I mean, if you could do.
But I
calipers.
sized him in the app. Okay, I'm just gonna pull this one out and we'll just tinker this guy.
I mean, we could just caliper it, right?
We could caliper it. I have
just be like,
I have
hey, it's
everything right here. Why don't you
everything right
caliper?
here.
But I'm gonna use the digital version to caliper his ass.
Yeah, I mean, we just want it to be like what 20 millimeters.
I don't know. What was this height? This guy didn't have a base on this. He's 7.
Which one do you use? The right hand side or the left hand side?
You have to use see, like that says out and then in. So if it's on the outside you're measuring, or if you're using these inside things to measure.
No, but I'm saying, see how the numbers are different on one side. Here's where 10 is, and here's where 14 is on the other side. Which am I using?
Inches in millimeters, my friend.
Oh yeah. Okay. I didn't read them as 1/4. I read them as 14 and 12 and 34, and not quarter, half, and 3/4.
You know what's funny is that this is
20 millimeters tall.
20 tall. Oh my god. And oh shit, this is not gonna do it in perspective, right? How am I gonna do this? Let's hold it this way.
Yeah, until you get it there, right?
Oh god, no, not that.
Too soon.
Oh god. Zoom in. Grab his ass.
Nice.
And then that was 7. There we go.
Is that what it was?
Yeah.
And we think that's good?
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
Look at that meeple.
Totally.
That looks good.
Yeah.
All right. Let's do another. Right? Oh, you know what I can
do? He looks like a little elf with like a little pickaxe, and he's just like doing a nice little jig.
So we're gonna put them next to each other. And that
way wait, that looks way bigger.
Because I sized this on the 3D printing bed.
Sure.
So, I mean, I'm gonna throw them all in one, but we'll have individuals, and then we'll spit those out. So let's do another one. This is
Oh no, Gingerbread Bro has a different character saved in his background.
Where do you see that?
AI. Well, we'll have to see when it brings it in.
All right, let's see what it does.
Okay,
we're gonna do that. You know what? I'm just gonna keep bringing them into this one. So import.
Yeah, just do them all on the same one.
And where's my meeple? Oh, cool, Evil Santa.
These guys don't need holes or anything, right, to carry anything?
Not at this point.
Yeah,
I think we're gonna be fine with this. So I'm gonna just find like shift will get him to the size. I know I flipped around. It's okay. Because he's got to be a little bit bigger. Oh man, I feel like I need to get this.
Well, their bases should always be the same size, so that's what you could go off of.
Oh, big brain over here.
Yeah, that's a good thing of keeping something to scale, right?
Yeah, you know, one of the things too that I learned a lot is that once you I don't know if you do this, but sometimes when I'm building things, I'll literally use like the shift and then hit the arrow key a certain number. Oh, like you can measure it and you can use rulers and you get things lined up. Yeah. But I find that sometimes when you're measuring things, you're like, if I hit this 5 times down and 5 times to the right and do it on every single thing, it's always going to be the same. And it's like that 5-minute thing. Like there's a better way to do this.
Yeah. And then a year later, somebody goes, you could hit F2. And it would do that exact same thing, and you're like, no.
Let's see if Inca Gingerbread Man's coming up with some other guys. He's looking good. Other dudes are coming in. He's huge.
He looks like Michelin Man that's about to kick your dick in.
Yeah, he's huge. I love it. I love how he's big.
He's good.
That's pretty close.
I'm not going. You do like the above view.
What do you mean?
Is there just show me just straight top so you can look like right down on top of it?
Yeah, there's a way to... you can't do silhouettes. I mean, that's good. Yeah, look at that.
That's good.
We're getting it as best as we can. I'm a little afraid that he may fall over. Like his base might be too... Let's see here.
Like we got to make him 8?
I don't know. Look how towering he is. That's going to be awesome. All right, let's get our last one in.
His base might need to be like more dimensional around him. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I get you. And I was even thinking the base might have to be something we play with where you put the base on in this app and you can make it a little bit bigger.
Yeah.
Oh, but you want it to sit directly on the board. Like when we print this, we don't want to have like
that's right.
supports and stuff
Yeah,
that
that's
are gonna
true.
have to deal with.
Because it would have to.
I think
Unless
we're
you
good.
printed it, could you print it just like where they were standing up?
No, because there would be so many supports. That would be
okay.
the worst.
Yeah, okay.
Okay.
No standing.
All right.
Maybe, and we'll just see. Like maybe it'll be fine.
Our freaking Meeple crew is in the house.
Nice,
All right.
that looks good. Okay, so now do you want to put some actual like what are we thinking about for our actual characters? Are we going to do similar things?
I think eventually we will, but in this case, I think for tonight we're at 10-11. We want to get into the game. We promised some game.
Yeah. Well, and we're at the perfect amount of time to be.
So this is gonna be Miss Claus, and I'm gonna put Claus with a claws on it,
Okay.
just for the hell of it. For
Sure.
now. And we'll export Inca Santa. Oh wait, no, this is Inca Gingerbread.
Yep.
So Inca G-Man. Just call that for now.
Okay.
We got our elf. And finally our Santa.
He got flipped. His cross is on the opposite side.
Why does it matter?
No, well, actually, now that I think about it, you'll just flip them, right?
Yes, you will. All right, so
I used to work at a sign shop, and let's say you have a double-sided sign, right?
yeah,
But you want the arrows pointing in the same direction because you're setting a sign out and you're saying the open house or whatever you want to go to is this way. When you print the signs, you have to flip them so that the arrows go the opposite way, right? So on one side, it almost looks like it's pointing in the wrong direction.
yeah.
So anyway, so somebody would come in and they'd be like, the thing is pointing in the wrong direction. And you could literally take it in the back and be like, and flip it around and then hand it to them in the opposite way. And they'd be like, okay, cool.
Oh yeah, that works.
That
Yo, let me
works.
go fix that. That's gonna be a change.
Yeah,
order.
right.
This is
I know. Yeah, I'm doing
ridiculous.
you a huge favor right now, fixing this fuck up that you made.
Oh man, these
Is
are.
there a little goatee in the middle?
All right, so the goat was our sizing
Yeah,
kind of metric here.
nice.
So should we just size it based off of goat? Let's see here. Oh, I don't want to do that. There's a better...
Oh, but I thought we did them in the program this many millimeters tall.
So we just adjust. Oh, I see what you're saying.
Like, so shouldn't what they brought in as be the right one? But maybe not, because that seemed huge.
You're absolutely correct.
But
Ryan.
that seemed huge, right?
There's huge, but actually, could that be part of it? Like, okay, so when I put that guy on one of those blocks,
The only thing is they gotta fit on the blocks. Like that's the
go.
maximum.
Where's the little
width.
dude? Go put this little guy on a block right now, and then tell me if that.
I'm just gonna leave these.
Fair enough. So as he gets that on the block, that might be something we need to do is size it a little bit. How well did they fit?
Like right now, I feel like that's good, but they could be bigger. You know, because you're never gonna be on the same block.
Yeah, they're gonna be too big for it.
Yeah.
I feel like they're gonna be too big for it. Okay, let's just let me see if I could scale it.
Can you tell what it is? Because right now he is 25 millimeters
Yeah,
wide.
so here, what I'll do is I'll adjust it that direction, and then I'm just gonna pull it this way. Look at that. Look at that.
Oh, I see what you're saying. How thick it is.
Yeah, because once you size it down, okay, so this is close. This is what's cool about it is that we just use how many programs? Midjourney, Photoshop, Illustrator,
Yep.
Tinkercad, Simplify 3D. God, why is it?
Like it won't let you.
There it goes. That's good.
Snapping.
Yeah, it does feel like it has snap on. Okay, perfect.
Yeah.
I think that gets us there.
Nice.
Right? Does that look good?
Totally.
I think we're good. All right.
You want to do double? Do you want to do two? Or I guess I don't know. Do you typically do that when you print things?
I'm going to just do this simple one. So I'm already looking at where we're going to probably have some issues. There's some really thin parts in here. So this is great. This is a great place for us to just start where it's at. So
try it out.
We're going to run this on PLA. And what are we at?
You get that started.
Hours.
I'm gonna take a.
You didn't even have 3 drinks.
Yeah, but I've been drinking alcohol too.
I've been drinking alcohol just the same, sir. All right, let's see here. You just have a very small bladder, sir. All right, so while he's off doing his bathroom break, it looks good. I'm not seeing any areas. Inca Snowman or Inca Gingerbread Man looks like he's the best. So there might be a slight problem with the ankle right here. But overall, I feel like we're in a good place. The arms on this are a little thin, but we're going to still roll with it. So let's save that to the card. We're going to call this, let's see here. What do we have as last time? I know we had a meeple in here. Just called it like a goat, whatever. We'll just do this way. Let's pick something. We'll say meeple enemy. I'm excited. We're about to play the game soon. Oh, this is going to be good. So save that to the card. Jumping over to the 3D printer in a second, and we're going to get that sucker set up. So we'll be on this game board for probably the rest of the stream unless we wrap it up at the end. But on the 3D printer itself, we're going to get that going around. So let's see here. We are saved out successfully. Let's go to the back of the room and see where we're at. Let me see if my GoPro is working. Can I get my GoPro camera pop up front? Ooh, look at that. All right, let's get this show on the road. So we're going to level this 3D printing. What are you seeing right now? Oh, you're just seeing... Oh, no signal on my GoPro for whatever reason. Let's see if I can fix that.
Yeah, how are we gonna do this? Are we gonna be both over there?
Yeah, we're gonna have to go there. My GoPro is being bad right now.
I know.
It kicked out.
You're 100%. You're 100% right, Stealth Mouse. I'm sure it's some kind of bladder problem. Hey, can I plug in over here, or can I? I won't have head.
You will not have headset over there, so we'll have to deal with that.
I'll just have to talk.
I am cool without a headset. You can use the headset. That's something that we always look at. Let me see if I can get this GoPro or this camera to come back on.
Oh no.
We're having some
There's
GoPro
no
issues.
signal.
Yeah. Sometimes it's the GoPro's issue, but we'll figure out. If it doesn't come back, then we'll still play. You still see the board itself. Okay, we're ready to print. All right, we're on the print. Okay, so I think it's time now to jump into the game board. So let me do this. Why don't you get set up on the board, Ryan? And then I'm gonna do 1 or 2 things on this end and make sure we're ready to go. So we'll jump over back to the 3D print when that starts, so we can see the first layer, which is always great. And then we're gonna start playing the game today. So we're gonna play 2 players, I think, is how we're gonna have to do it. And then we'll have to have some of the we have the corks. Those are our current enemies at this point. That should be a good time. And you know what we could do, Ryan, is if you really wanted to, is you could play for me, and I could be here, and you could be back there. There's a couple ways we can kind of spin this.
I could see that.
If you would want to do it that way.
Because you'll be able to see.
Yeah, I can see everything.
What's happening.
So then you can leave here. You want a seat? There you go, sir.
Oh, sure.
I feel like I have a cooler way to do this. Let me see if I got this.
Oh, I didn't know there was a drawer here.
There's 2 drawers there.
2 drawers.
This is
madness.
All right, let's see here. Oh, look at this. We're pulling out all the stops today.
Oh no.
Pop-ups.
I'm not going to be able to see on my side though, right?
I can fix that. That was what I was actually going to fix right now.
Yeah, I mean it's fine. If it's a big deal.
See it?
Yeah.
There you go.
There we are. Cool.
I know there is a complex series of events that makes this happen. So you should be seeing Ryan.
doubt.
You should be seeing the board. We'll switch between the board and we'll switch between this and as we go around. So, all right.
It's cool to see my hands at both angles.
There you go. You get the money shot.
Yeah.
I
Hell
don't know-
yeah.
I don't know if that's the
Of course
right
I do.
word for that. But
Yeah, of course it is.
wait.
What
Hold on.
what other connotations does that have?
Oh, I still have your old. I don't know if I can get. I don't think I can get you on that. So we'll deal with that
All good.
later. So you got your hands, your hand model. We're going to talk it through. So we have the 2 cards that are in the upper left-hand corner. They are called our player action cards. That's upper right-hand corner, but that's fine. Upper left-hand corner.
I was going stage left.
Oh,
No,
stage
I'm
left.
kidding.
So the player actions, just to reiterate, it looks like you added some stuff, is that player actions are you're going to flip a path tile,
Yeah.
rotate 90 degrees, and move the character along the path. So you can continue flipping tiles until you reach an end where you cannot no longer move forward.
We need to write out actual directions at some point, especially if we're going to play with other people.
For sure.
Like,
but
now it's just in our heads, basically, and these 2 cards.
but this is the thing, is those 2 cards are, like, I've played games where you're like, what the hell am I supposed to do? Oh, here's the action card. So this is reiterating that.
Yeah, but you have to say, like, here's the point of the game, right? Here's what the thing is behind. Like, here's what you're trying to do.
Fair enough. But what's the second action? So after you get the path,
Yeah.
the second thing that we need to do is pull an event card. So in those event cards, you're collecting something, then enemy goes on the board, or some sort of crazy event happens.
Yeah, you get something or you have to use something, some sort of something happens.
And then the final thing is your action. You're gonna fight or flee, and it looks like we took off the word collect.
Yeah, because I think like if you ran over something, then that was it. You just got it. You didn't have to use a turn or something to collect it. You just got it.
So let's do this. We got a guy in the upper left corner in the 1-2-1-2 zone, and so we need to take that guy out because he's not there. So our 2 initial starting points, I think we've kind of determined that you'd start right in the upper right-hand corner.
I guess, right? Like we'll have to figure out some way. I think it'll have to do with the theme of where in the storyline you're starting.
Okay, fair enough.
Like you're in the break room or something, right?
Yeah.
Now, if we want to talk about the point of the game, right, is you're trying to escape by the helicopter, which is now, has turned into a sled. And the way that you have to do that in this simple version that we're doing now is you have to collect parts. You have to collect at least 3 parts of the helicopter and bring them to the helicopter spot, and then bring whoever is going to be leaving here, and then you can escape.
But we change it to a sled, right?
Sled.
All
Yes.
right.
So
Fair
it's
enough.
a sled because you're getting out and doing that. So in that sense, how you can get parts of it is you can either pull them because they'll be events, or you can gather them around the board. So any part right now that says P on it, that means it's a part that won't show.
So we wouldn't know that, but that's just for
That's for us
our
to test.
testing.
Yeah.
Okay.
So we
So I'm gonna go full screen on this so we can see this as we walk through it, and let's roll away. So
Okay.
First thing is there's always like who starts first.
Oh
whatever.
man, I feel like we need to. There needs to be something slightly different between those so that I remember which one is Adam and which one is Ryan.
Can you put like a sticker on its head or something?
Yeah, I was gonna say like I need.
Here, I have it here. A sticky note.
Here, wait. How about this pin?
Fair enough. Or just use the other meeple thing. Here, I could be the goat.
No, I got him. He's got a hat.
You just shoved a pin in his head, didn't you?
I did.
Okay, so go ahead. We'll
Adam
start
has
game.
the hat. I have no hat.
I'll let you start.
Okay, so I'm gonna start. So I'm not rolling or anything to start, right? My first thing, flip a tile. Great. And then I can move down that, right? And so I get to flip another tile. So I'm moving them back.
You can flip it once though. You got 190, right?
Well, can I just go to
you
over here
could.
because
You absolutely could.
because I have room to go, so I still haven't done anything. Yeah. Okay. So here. So now I'm gonna flip it, right? Because I want to be able to.
So
keep
you could go
moving.
back to that other one and flip that other one too, right?
I could. Yeah, that's true. I could. If I wanted to, I could flip it here.
Or you could flip it the other way. like the way that because it was there.
Because it was
then
here.
Flip it counterclockwise, and then couldn't you go down the path?
Oh, that's true. Okay. Good teamwork thinking.
Now the thing
Okay.
is, and this is a debatable part of this, is which way do you flip the tile?
Because I think you
Left.
just have to go with it. You just have to pick a which way that you're gonna go. Because what you can't do is be like, this way, no, this way.
Right.
Like, so you pick which way you want to go.
You could always put in the rules. You flip the tiles from left to right or up to down or something.
Yeah, but what does up to down mean,
Or
depending on
from
where
the,
you're
from
sitting?
the bottom to the top. Yeah, you're right.
Okay, first layer here. Do we want to try that? Look, you can see it off to the
I
side.
can see it. Ooh, it's all getting gooey in there. Hold on. I'm gonna grab that. That was quick.
It's getting gooey. Is that what you said?
It is. Oh shit. Where's my? Oh, here they are.
Do you need more space than I'm giving you? Ah.
Question is.
Oh no. Okay. Wait. Is this the
No, it's not the good one yet.
not the like hundreds of menus to
really
make up this
close.
thing nice. Yeah, it's like really crushed down in there. Okay, now it's a little better.
There we go.
Yeah, that's looking good now. How long did it say?
This is a 2-hour print,
2 hours.
and this is just the outside. Yeah, we got it tuned in. It's really good. It's a little thin right there, so maybe now we're good.
God, that feels like it would be so impossible without that camera.
To be able to tune it.
To
Yeah.
just look at it and be, well,
So I'm baby Z stepping it, if you wonder what I'm doing. So that means it's like it's subtly changing the Z axis so that I can like step it off of the board. Because I didn't actually level the board, bed level it. I just said straight to print.
okay.
Okay, now we're on actual print right now. This is the real thing. This
It looks
is the real
good
deal.
to me.
It's looking good. I'm gonna commit to my baby Z. Good to go. All right, let's get back.
I
to
gotta
this game.
commit to my baby Z.
Yeah, what's up, baby Z?
That looks great.
Is that who is that? Is that our gingerbread man?
I think
Where's
so.
Where's his base?
Oh yeah.
We may have to tweak this a little bit.
What happened?
Let me just go back to the thing. Make sure the base is there. Oh, it's gonna print. It's just this is an inside piece of it. There's the base.
Okay.
Yeah, there you go. Oh, that is, man, it is like, it's gonna be perfect.
He looks great. In real life too.
And the sizing, can I see it from this angle? It's too far away from it. This is the cool angle. You could really see it from this small angle. So
Yeah.
he's gonna be kind of small, relatively.
But bigger than even like our player characters probably.
Yeah, they'll definitely be hulking. He has to be bigger than the player characters. All right, let's get back to the game.
Okay.
Right.
So I flipped a tile, and now I'm gonna flip the next tile.
You're stuck.
Holy crap! But I got a part.
But you're not on the. You can't get it.
I can't get it yet, but it's uncovered.
All right, so take my character. Oh, it's your turn. So pick a card.
Still, yep. Event card, right?
Event card.
Christmas clairvoyance. Flip over any 4 tiles around you. Nice. That's a good event. Discard event. Under here.
So that do you use that one instantly? Is the question?
I think events always get used instantly. One, 2, 3. Oh God. And 4. Okay, but here's the deal. An enemy got triggered. So we uncovered an enemy.
You need the enemy cards? Are we just randomly picking one?
Yeah.
All right, here. Let me give you the enemy cards.
Okay. So we got enemy cards.
I kind of shuffled it a bit, but...
Okay. Our first enemy is Killer Krampus.
Oof.
Level 5.
Okay, he goes off.
Boom. He's on our side here. We got Krampus in the game.
Okay.
And now we get to do an action card. So we pull an action card. Turn around. 180-degree rotation on next turn. So I keep that and I use it for next time.
So basically you could turn one of your things. Okay, fair enough.
And then I get to do something, right? I either get to fight, flee, or do an action.
Right.
And so I don't have an action to do.
Or you pick an action card.
Well, is that what it is? Or
yeah, you got the event card, so now you can pick the action.
So I don't automatically pick an action card.
Only if you decide to. Your action is fight, flee, or action card.
And is the action? Could I play an action card or get an action card? That's either I can do either one of those in action. Okay. We should probably note that.
Oh, I have it in my head. I played this. I played this game. This is amazing.
All right. Okay, so that's the end of the turn, basically, right?
You didn't pick an action card though.
I did.
Oh,
It was this turn around.
Got it.
Turn around.
Fair enough.
Gotta do that next time.
All right.
Okay, your turn.
So I don't have a weapon. I'm like really like, should I fight this guy? Because he's a what? A 5?
He's
Is
a
he
5. He's a 5. You have nothing though.
I have nothing.
But he's gonna be menacing the front of this base for forever.
Well, that's what I'm saying. So let's take I'm gonna take my rotator on the 3-8. So it's gonna rotate towards him.
Towards him.
Yeah. So I can get on that.
So now we're here.
So event card. I'm pulling the event. And we're gonna see what event's happening.
Yeah, because you're ready to fight, but you still gotta do grants. Christmas Chaos. Warp player to break room. That's
right.
where we just were. Isn't that literally here?
Yeah, it is. So we're back there. That's fine. I mean, I can just run into it. So my next thing is I'm gonna fight him.
Yeah,
I'm ready
right.
to fight his ass.
Because you're here.
Yeah. So this is where on the opposite side of the player action card. No, the player actions on the left-hand side.
Okay.
It'll show you kind of like how many hit points you have. So
Oh,
typically
sure.
you start your player with what is it? We have 20 points on there, or is it? Yeah, it's 20. So we start with 10 points. You always have 10 hit points.
Right.
Nice. Yeah, we can totally use that. Or maybe that's what is that? 12. You have 12 points right there. I like that. Let's just say that you start with 12.
And this one is Adam with the metal.
Okay.
Metal hat.
All right, let's do the rolls. So red is the enemy and white is me. So we get 3 rolls.
And so we were back here, right? You got warped back to here, but you can still fight because we're still connected by the hallway.
Correct.
Is that kind of okay?
Yeah. Yep.
Okay. So so we're rolling 2 dice because we're battling each other.
Yep. We're battling the enemy.
Enemy is red, right? And we are clear.
Yep. 6.
Ooh, 7 and 6. So we gained 1 point.
So we knocked 1 off him, and so you get 3 rolls. So he's down to 4. We're good.
He's down to 4. 6 and 3. So we got another 3 on him.
So he's down to 1.
He's down to 1. We could finish him off right here.
Oh, come on, boy.
Oh, we did.
He's out.
4 and 3. We did it on the last hit. Got the last bit of health out of him.
Perfect. So Killer Krampus card goes to the top.
Yeah.
His enemy card, like you throw it on top of him. You put his little player. We've killed him. He's off the board.
I like that.
He's dead. So if you kill all the enemies, that would be really an awesome part. Okay, so
that was
I'm
it.
done.
That's the
I'm
end.
done.
That's the
I'm
end of
stuck
that turn.
So here, just to be clear, because he was on that card or on that tile. Did I fight him on his enemy tile? I would think that would make sense.
Yeah, I think so.
So now we move forward.
Okay, so now it's my turn again. I want to be able to move, right? So I'm going to move back down the hall, but I'm going to use my turn to... Oh, no, but I have to use a 180-degree turn.
On your next turn.
Yeah, this is my next turn.
Could it be anyone? What, turn around.
180-degree rotation on next turn.
So could it be anywhere? Where were you at?
So, sorry. I was right here.
So you could do a 180 on any one of those things, right?
I don't think I could just 180 any of these, can
I?
I?
Okay.
I don't know.
Yeah, I didn't know. I didn't know what that. So 180 rotation on next turn. I thought it was like you could burn a 180 on any one of your adjacent tiles.
Now I almost think about it as being either a good thing or a bad thing, right? Okay. And I don't think, because if you think about it in the sense of this is a hallway that we're walking down, I shouldn't be able to rotate stuff that's like outside of my hallway.
Right. Okay. So 180 on your turn. You're 180 where you're standing.
Well, because I don't think I have to do it here, right? I could do it here because I'm connected to that. Or I could even do it here because I'm connected to that.
Whichever one you want to pick, then, is what I'm hearing. So you make your...
So what if I go 1... Oh, damn it. That's still bad.
You have to do it.
I don't know, but No, whatever.
There's the rules. You touched it. It's 180 now. Just kidding. I'm just kidding.
Let's see. 1... Oh, see, that's the worst. I almost don't even want to... I almost just want to wait. So if I have to do 180, what would this be?
It's still going to be bad every which way.
2.
But you know what? That's okay. Like, you do 180 if you're standing on it, and then you still go down. You still have your 90.
I still have a 90?
Yeah, because your 180 is just a card. It's an action card.
All right. So I'll be like, okay, there's my 180. And then now I want to do my 90.
Well, I don't know if you can do it on the one you're standing on, though.
Oh, what? Yeah, you should be able to, right?
Your 90 always has to be the one that's adjacent to you, because you're trying to walk your way down the hallway.
But at some point, you're just going to be adjacent to everything, aren't you?
Right, and it's always 90 on whichever one. But remember, we have, like, blackouts and stuff. All right, so to keep the game moving...
Yeah, so I'm going to do 90.
Okay.
Which then allows me to move and pick up this part.
And what part do we got? Do I have...
Yeah, we need, like...
I have a screw right here. Oh, yeah, use all those little things. That was a good thing.
Okay.
We got the ring. And how many parts do we have to take for the sleigh?
3.
All right, sweet. All right. You did your 90. You still technically have a flip.
No, that was my 90 degrees.
Yeah, you did your 90, but you still have a flip. You can still flip.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, I could still flip a thing. Okay.
Nice.
Amazing. Because I'm trying to get it over here, right?
Oh, yeah, you are.
Oh, backwards.
You're done.
Okay. So
Can
I
get a part from you? Can I come get your part?
You could if you wanted to.
Ooh, maybe that's the team game. All right, sweet.
Action.
Yep.
Oh no, wait. Event first.
Yep.
This should really be like this. Event.
Expert cutting of those corners.
You know. Warping enemies. 2 enemies switch places. Player's choice. We don't have any enemies. Boom.
All right, there goes the bottom of the pile.
Bottom of the pile. Action. Right? Because...
Yep. You can actually, so you could flee back to the room, or you could, there's nothing to fight, so you have to...
So I'm gonna pull an action card. Switch gear. Trade an action card with another player. Nobody has any action
But you
cards.
can hold it, thankfully.
But hold. That's right. Yeah, because we're hold. Because it says specifically hold.
So right below my character, I would do a flip.
Okay,
yeah.
so yeah, it's Adam's turn. Flip.
Yeah, I'll let you pick which way to flip it.
You're like, you screwed up again.
Yes.
You've killed us
Oh,
in this hellhole. Okay,
right.
so you want to flip or rotate?
No. So, and this I think was the one question we were having when you play. Like, once you flip, like, I can't just go run around, right? I have to stay where I'm at, so I have to 90 degree it. So I'm gonna 90 degree it so that I have to go to.
But I think it's almost like when you flip this around and you're stuck, you can still move anywhere within this. So if I wanted to go fuck this and roll down here and be like, I want to rotate this one.
Yeah, you can do that.
You could do
but
that
I already
if you
flipped.
wanted to.
So I already flipped the thing. So now I have a 90 that
Yeah.
I want to do. So 90, that one that's below on the 4-7. Yep. So that I can. Yep.
Okay.
Flip the one right next to it.
Okay, so go here. Oh,
I'm
okay, so
stuck.
you're stuck.
So event card.
Oh God,
What was that one?
it was warp them to sick bay. I feel like
Yeah, the sick bay's in the bottom left.
Okay.
That's awesome.
I thought it was the same one, but you're right. It was. I thought I had put the same card back on top.
Yeah.
But before it was the break room, right?
Yeah.
Warp player to sick bay. Right
Oh,
this
yeah.
second. Okay, put you back over here. What did we say sick bay was?
I think it's the bottom left.
This one?
Yep.
Okay.
Sweet.
Okay, and then action, I guess,
Yep,
right?
yep,
Because
totally
you're in a completely dark
This
space
is good.
now.
I like that. That's awesome.
Yeah. Okay. Stolen gear. Pick a card you're holding and return to the bottom of the deck. It feels like there's a lot of cards that assume you have cards.
Yeah.
You know, and I feel like we're at the point where like nobody has any cards, dude, for you to be switching and putting back in, and
It's okay. Let's play it through and like.
I'm
we're-
just
we're-
yeah. I
we're-
was just commenting on that.
No, I like it. All right.
Use immediately, and it did nothing. Okay, and that's the end, right?
Yep. John, your turn. So we got one part. We're moving there, and I have the ability to open up the board on this other end here, so that's good.
Oh man. So like right now, my only path forward where I'm standing is this one. If I only do 190-degree turn, it's only going to move it to a spot where I can't do it. But I could flip over this one, right? And then 90-degree where I'm sitting.
See, I don't think you should be able to 90 where you're on, but
Because how else would it, like how would I move in this situation?
you would have to burn a turn at trying
I
to
would have to-
90.
Because I would be like, well, I can't move, so I got to do 90 degrees, but I need to go this way.
Right.
And so 190-degree turn isn't going to allow
Yep,
me to
and
go
then you
that
event
way.
and action it.
Okay, so I'm going to go here.
Yeah, like I think that's kind of the strategy is like you want to build that path, but you can't always necessarily move forward on it.
Okay. So did that. Now do event.
Yep.
They're closing in. All enemies move twice at the end of your turn.
So I'm gonna throw something out. Is I think that we have to put enemies on the board to start. There's got to be like one or two to start.
I could see that.
But we're gonna continue playing this without doing it. We're having comments as we go through.
I agree. I agree that maybe someone just starts on the opposite side or something.
Remember, we roll the dice, and that's where the enemies start.
Okay. I like that.
All right, so you got your event. Now what's your action?
Action. For as many enemies on the board, give yourself that many hit points back. No enemies on the board.
Yeah, we're gonna have to preload it with enemies at this
Totally.
point.
100%.
It was funny
I
because
feel.
the last time I played it, it was like every other card was like adding an enemy,
And
they
you were
they
like getting
coming in.
overwhelmed.
So I think the tension is going to be something that's going to be pretty interesting.
Okay, my turn's done. You are ready.
Yeah.
Which one of these would you like
do
to flip over?
6-2.
Okay.
Yeah.
Nice. Okay, that's a good one. Which one?
I would say 6-3.
Okay.
All right. Do my 90 on that one.
Okay.
See, knowing where the enemies are, I'm like, I don't want to flip the enemy one.
Right.
All right, so I'm at the end of my rope. Let's do an event.
Party found. You randomly find sleigh part. Score. I said party found. Part found.
You were Freudian slipped at party foul.
Party foul. Nice.
Sweet. Okay.
I think I was trying to read it from the screen that was in front of me as opposed to looking at the actual card.
That's great.
Which was harder. Awesome. So you got. So we'll put this back.
Yeah.
But that was a great one because now you have.
And we need 3 parts when we fought one enemy.
Yeah, I feel like a lot of that is luck, but.
That is true. I like my part though. That's the seat. That's
Yeah.
the sleigh seat.
Yeah, exactly.
And then I got an action, right?
And then your action up.
Or that wasn't.
They're back. Place the most recently killed enemy back on the board with half health.
All right. So in the way that you place it is you got to roll the dice.
Yeah. And so red is red, and then green is clear. For some reason, you can't write it clear. 6, 3. Man, he was like right back where he was.
Yeah, he's like.
He got like resurrected on the spot.
But he's only half. So what? So if you're at 5, does it mean you're at 3 or 2?
3.
Okay, so it's always rounded.
Rounded up.
Okay.
Okay, that was the end of your turn, right?
Yep, I'm done. No, we've got an enemy on the board.
Okay, so I can't move anywhere, so I'm not gonna move. I'm gonna do my flip. Nice. And then move. I'm running the heck away from this monster. Flip. Dang it, this one. Yes!
Yeah, you get the part to the room. Fuck yeah.
Okay. So then move. Boom. I'm here.
All right.
All right, one part in. What I think would be fun is if there was like a major broken-y part of the sled here. You know what I'm saying? And then every time I came in, like I would add a piece to it and would like click into.
Yeah, you'd make your sleigh. I think we're.
Yeah.
We're making the sleigh.
Totally. Okay, so there he is in the sleigh. So I've already done my turn, right? I've already done my 90-degree turn. So I have this whole section that I can hang out in.
And since you made it there, you still can open another block.
No. Oh, that's right, because I did make it. Yeah. So I haven't run into a wall yet.
Nope.
Okay, so I'm gonna do this one. Oh, but I ran into a wall.
I like how you skipped the E one.
Well, I was like, I'm gonna get either of these E ones. Some enemies happening here. Okay, so event. Christmas magic. All enemies gain back 3 hit points or max. Okay, so he's at max now.
Back to 5. Resurrection. Okay.
Man.
Yeah, this is okay. This is
turning against me. Rotate the floor under enemy, but I can hold on to it.
Ooh, that might be worth holding.
I can't remember who has these holds.
You have both of them. Those are both yours.
Me. This is both me. Yep. And we'll keep yours.
And I think you have to have a max on holds, but we'll figure out what that is.
Actually, let's do them here.
Okay.
And then that'll be for me, and these will be for you. So I have switch gear. Okay.
So you did your flip. That didn't work. You got your event. Now you got your action.
That was an event?
I thought so. Maybe I was wrong.
Rotate enemy? No, that was an action.
Oh, okay.
So we already did my action. So I'm done.
All right. So I'm gonna start headed back towards the sleigh. So I'm gonna take my part, and I'm gonna flip. I'm gonna flip right above 5
Here?
2. Yep. I'm glad you put those numbers on there.
That makes it a lot easier.
It's perfect. And you could do it like cool numbers or whatever.
Yeah, totally. They'll be like
numbers
built into the board and stuff.
Yeah, so obviously 5 1. Come on, buddy.
Well.
Wait, so does that mean I can go to 5 8? Like, remember how
we haven't not talked about that.
I'm thinking Labyrinth. That was our inspiration. You could always make it across the board.
Yeah, that's true.
I'm not saying
because right now this would be a dead end always, right?
Mm-hmm.
Because you can't rotate underneath your own player,
right?
In your thing. So it would almost like you would have to.
It's Christmas magic, man. It's Christmas magic. Let's play it for this one where I could do 5 8 and flip it.
5 8. Okay, so we're here.
Oh yeah, boy.
Okay.
Nice. And then don't forget my little part.
Oh yeah.
And so I already did my rotation though, right?
You already rotated.
All right. Well, then I'm stuck. So I got an event.
Christmas warping. Warp to any other player.
Yeah.
How convenient. Man.
Oh, and I take my part. That's so nice.
Oh man, we're killing this.
Yeah, so
it's too easy.
Yeah, we have to definitely start with more enemies. I'm thinking that's for sure.
Okay, so now action.
Yeah.
Throw it to me. You must give another player your sleigh part if you have one, and you hold it. This is a hold.
Ooh,
for
that might
you.
be a good one. Yeah.
Yeah, that's a good one.
Yeah, because that's a good strategy. Like, get that over to me. You're so close to that enemy, you don't want to drop it.
Right. Exactly. Okay.
All right, we're on to you.
Okay.
So we just need to get one more sleigh part.
So right now, because this is this way, I want to keep moving this way, so I'm just gonna burn my rotate.
Yep.
And then I'm gonna hit this one. Oh man, enemy. What enemy is it? Robotic Mrs. Claus.
She's on the table. All right.
Well, and this guy
that guy's he's back.
He's back.
2 guys back.
Maybe this one. I guess that would have to be Inca. Okay. Do we need something to say that this is Robotic Mrs. Claus?
I think I can remember it.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, they're pretty far apart at this point. Okay. Robotic Mrs. Claus in there. And she's like attached in the hallway.
She's looking down. She's like, I'm going to take your sleigh parts, boys.
How dare you come into this house to take those sleigh parts? All right, so if I'm here, basically, right?
Yeah.
The next piece of this is that I would do an action. So I would either pull an action.
Did you do your event though?
The event? Maybe not.
I don't think you did.
Hallway blackout. The hallway connected behind you blacks out. So we don't have anything. There's none behind me. Right?
Would it be? Yeah, I guess directly.
Or unless you're thinking all of this.
No, because it has to be only directly behind you. So let's say it was like the
like if it was like this, you would turn this one.
Yeah,
over.
just that one.
Right.
It would only be in line. You can't turn corners.
Yeah.
Cool. All right.
Okay. So now do I want to flee or do I want to fight this thing?
Flee, fight, or take a card. You know, you can take an action.
Or take an action card. Because but so we have to fight enemies at some point, right? Like if I'm next to it, does that mean that
maybe
I have to fight it?
Because I was gonna say, like, once they
you could just flee always, right?
Yeah, you could flee if you don't felt like you didn't have enough to fight. So can they just attack you? Like, we probably have to figure that out. So in this case, I would say let's force you to fight. You have to fight.
Yeah, like if you're next to it, or if you're connected but through a hallway and you don't flee, you have to fight.
Yeah.
Is that kind of? I feel like. Okay.
I agree.
Okay, so we're this class is at 5. Got another 5 enemy here. Ooh, 8-7. We're at plus. We got +1 on.
She's down to 4.
Okay. Oh, 6-8. All right, she got 2 on us that time.
So then you take 2 off your guy. 2 hit points.
Okay.
This is not good for you.
Oh, boom.
She out?
She's out. So I'm at 6-1.
Hell yeah.
She is gone. Okay. So put her here. Are these enemies too easy to kill? Or am I just that good of a dice roller?
I think you're a good dice roller. There's been a few that actually took me down almost all the way. Because you got to imagine they're coming back. They're fighting around. And I think, we'll have to...
Like tune in. I could see us tuning in like what the number is, right? Like is the minimum 5, you know, maybe instead of
3 or whatever.
Yeah.
Okay, we're good.
Okay, so then that was the end of my turn.
Yeah. All right, so I got my part.
We're just headed out into the world now.
3-2 or
This one.
Red 3-2. Yeah. There you go. Perfect.
Nice. Okay, here. Here, I assume.
Yep.
Nice.
Yeah. We Working our way through the hallway.
Oh, okay.
I'm gonna turn it counterclockwise. You had to think about that, didn't you?
I did.
All right, so 4-4.
Okay.
Oh,
Man.
Yeah.
You're killing it.
I'm getting down the hall. This is getting creepy.
Oh, man.
Oh shit. That's fun. Yep.
Okay.
All right, and I did my
You did it up
my
here
90.
with this guy.
Yeah.
So
Now I get an event and an action.
Add a nearby enemy. One enemy gets added to the board 2 places from any player.
Oof. Okay, here we go. This is where it starts to get a little crazy.
So we get to pick. So 2 places. Do you want to do it from me or
no,
from you?
it's from me because it's my my card, and so it could go diagonal, right?
Yeah.
So is it 2? Yeah, I would do 2 diagonal. Or maybe we don't. I don't know. I don't know how to do that.
I think it's. Yeah. Is it 2?
Yeah, it just said 2 spaces. So does diagonal make
2 places from any? I like the idea of it's like 1, 2.
Yeah.
Right. And so like you could do 1, 2.
You would always do the angle though, because then it puts you way further away.
Yeah. Maybe it has to be just on the X.
I think so. So let's just do it to put the enemies next to each other or up to.
This one?
Yeah, right there. That's where I want it.
Okay.
And then action, right?
Must flee on next turn instead of fight or action.
All right, so I gotta run away like a little
Like a
peasant boy.
I know, and you're all connected here too. This is gonna be a long run. Okay, so I'm up. So I'm here because I killed that guy. I guess I'll uncover this.
Well, can you? Because you're.
Oh yeah, that's right. Oh geez. Okay, my fault. I'm not. I saw this.
Oh yeah.
That little thing was messing with me. Okay, so I can't do that. So I could rotate this though.
You could totally.
Rotate 1. Okay. Then flip. Okay. I'm stuck right here. So.
And just as a side note, if you're watching this playthrough, is those little tags on the top, like you see at the very bottom, an 8-4. It says P, and that's the part. We would not know that's actually the part. We're trying to like search for it, so we want to uncover all the pieces to get it.
Yeah, we need to be able to, or we play enough events that we end up getting them.
That's true.
Right. Okay, so I'm eventing. Add a nearby enemy. One enemy gets added to the board 2 places from any player. Yeah, man, back to back. It's tough.
This is good though.
Okay, so. Oh God. Here, I guess.
Fair enough. Yeah.
And then this flips over.
And we need to figure out who the enemy is.
And the enemy is a zombie elf. Only 3.
3, little peasant boy.
Yeah. Okay. Action. Oh wait.
Yeah.
Because I have 2 holds.
Yeah,
Rotate enemy, switch gear, trade an action card with any other player. Oh man, and then I could like trade for your hold or whatever, like throw it to me. Okay, I'm not gonna. Okay.
I mean, we would be cooperative, so if it made sense, it would help.
Totally. Broken glass. Lose 2 health for cutting yourself on an ornament. Use immediately.
Oh no.
Okay. So I'm down another 2.
This is bad.
I'm stumbling.
I need to get like a health pack to help you.
And then I could take it like. Okay, so I think that's the end of my turn.
Yeah, so that would be sweet if you get to like med bay. You like collect 2 health
Oh,
or
right.
something.
I could see that. Yeah.
That's
that
nice.
would be good.
Okay. All right.
Okay, so so you have to run scared, but you can do all your rotating and everything.
Yeah, so I'm gonna run. Wait, no. So I have to run scared as my third part, right?
As what you're gonna so you after you move and after you do that, then you would choose an event, but then when you get to your action is you have to flee.
So I'm gonna do the 4-6 or red 6 to 4, like that one right there.
Rotate.
And because I had to flee anyway. So then I'll go to event.
Okay.
I'm just trying to get the path so it's there.
We haven't been moving the enemies.
Oh shit.
Adam. Oh.
What a...
We've screwed up.
That's okay. That's okay. Yeah, they're supposed to be tracking you this whole time, but they can only go across the path, right?
Yep.
All right. Well, that's fine.
Okay, we'll do it after this. Enemy freeze. Enemy freeze in place for this turn.
Thankfully, that was reminded of us.
Yeah, that's
of our game.
See, that's why we need whatever this is. Like, we need this rule set.
Yeah.
Like, on a rule thing that just says, like, first do this, second is this, third is this, and then enemies move. Like, it needs to be up all the time.
This brings attention. So I flee on my turn.
Yep.
So I go all the way back to the part room, and then what has to happen is all enemies. How many? They do one.
One.
So then that one is closest to you, so it goes one closer to you.
No, but he can't move along his path, right? So he has to be able to rotate his bottom. They get a rotate and a move, right?
I don't know if we ever said any of that.
I think there was a rotate and a move because he would be stuck here forever, wouldn't he?
Well, that's good.
Yeah, but like
screw that guy. So like the two at the top, one would go to 5-1, right? The other one.
This one.
Yep, 5-1.
Yep.
And then the other one would just move to the left one, probably.
And this guy's just nothing happens?
That's a good question. Maybe they... Oh, wait. I thought we were saying they could just go through walls and shit.
Oh, see, no. I thought... Because the whole point is they're, like, on the path.
Christmas magic.
Christmas magic.
They can go through walls, Ryan.
But then... So then if I move here, but I never move my guy, that would just move straight on top of me for the next one?
No, because he can only go with one within one of you.
Yeah, is it more... Yeah, I guess that could be another game, like, heart difficulty leveling, right?
Yeah.
Whether or not they could do that.
Yeah. I think we just keep him on the path for now, and if he's stuck there, because he can't move. He has to always... Like, you could have him move up or down on the path to an enemy. Like, if I'm up and they're like, yeah, go up one, but he can't move. He's stuck in position.
He's stuck in position if there's no path for him.
Correct. I like that.
Okay.
Right. We're good. So
All
then
right.
I already fleed. I'm done. My turn's over.
Yep, my turn. So I'm going to try to get down here, obviously, because I think, like, that's where I would be guessing our last part was. So let's see. Man.
Yeah, because you can't turn the one you're on.
See, okay, so here's the thing. If this was me and I didn't know this was an enemy, I would go, I'm going to go back here. And I'm going to just take care of these two.
Yeah.
You know? Because it's just like, what if that thing's under here? I just want to get rid of that, right? And that's the easiest thing. Boom. Another enemy. Evil Santa.
Number 10,
Number
of course.
10. Right up in our grill, too.
I can't remember which ones are which now. But
I have no idea. No idea.
Evil Santa's the big one, though.
Evil Santa's the big one. Okay. So I think you shouldn't have to fight anyone if you're inside a base.
Yeah, you're in a safe house.
You're in the safe house. So what did I do? All I did was do that. I still have a rotate, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
Here. I guess maybe...
You want to strategically think about it. Just give you a time check right at 11:04. I'm good to keep going.
I'm fine. How long has this been going?
We've been on this for about, 40 minutes?
40 minutes? Okay.
30, maybe?
30.
Let's take a quick printer check.
Print check.
Oh, they're coming along well. That's great.
They look like little hieroglyphs or something. Like cave paintings.
It's going to be so great to actually have the enemies on the
Yeah,
board.
oh,
It's
man.
going to be such a change.
Totally. It's going to be great.
This is actually pretty fun. I'm actually having a good time.
Yeah.
Right.
Okay. So I guess, like, eventually I want to get over here. Do you think is the quickest way to get over there? Just start rotating this one?
I think
and then rotate
I think
this
that's
one?
the strategy. Yeah, so we kind of talk it through. Like, maybe you do get 6-1.
Yeah, and then So then that's the end of that
Yeah.
event. Roll 1 die. Number is how many tiles that flip black around the player. I'm gonna use my good one. 2. So.
And you can pick them. I think you get the strategy of picking which ones.
Yeah, 1. And this is actually good because then I can remember to flip it back the right way.
Yeah.
Like,
see, it's like a Go Fish or whatever that game is that you flip. You have to remember.
I have to remember. I have to flip this one left to right, okay?
You always do them up to down now. Now your action. Do you want to go fight the guy or do you want to action it?
Oh, yeah. I think we definitely got to fight him. Oh, but I'm almost dead.
Oh, yeah. That might be a bad idea for
Yeah,
you.
maybe if anyone, I'll let you fight him.
Yeah, because you know I'm going to be awesome at fighting.
Break your ankle.
You miss your next turn. Oh, man. 2 turns for me. Okay. Fair enough.
Okay, end of the thing. This guy does not move. This guy does not move. This guy here moves, I guess?
Yeah.
Because he's trying to move down here?
That other guy's just chilling there. All right, so first turn, I'm gonna run down the hallway where you're at, and I'm gonna turn that 6-1 so that we have a path.
Good.
And then I'm gonna flip that black one, which was up down.
No, left to right, right?
I think it was up down, but
Okay, we did it. We're in here.
so I get at least
You're
made it there.
you
Oh,
can
I can flip another one.
You
Yeah.
can flip another one. This one?
Yeah. All right, so I'm stuck.
Stuck.
So I get an event.
Unless you want to rotate something, right?
I already rotated.
Oh, you already rotated. Lights out hallway. Roll 1 die. Number is darkens 1 row. Flip over tiles in black. So I think that would be like you rolling either the red die or the white die and doing
to
that
pick.
whole. And I think I guess you get to pick.
Let's do red die.
Red die. 7.
So that all turns black.
So this all turns black.
Oh, I like that. I really like that. That's cool. All right, cool. And then I'm fighting. I'm going to fight.
Maybe more of those, more of that type of stuff, flipping, or is that annoying? Like,
No,
do
I
you
mean,
want
I
to try
think-
to get the board on?
I think that's what's cool is that because if you just get the board and you see everything, you're like, all right, all the fun flip and turn is done.
Right.
Like you want that to be part of the
Yeah.
that sweet 15 minutes of fun.
That's true. Okay.
So I'm on fight.
Oh, that's right. You're on fight.
I'm gonna go back. No, that's you. You're on 5-1, and then I can go back all the way to that room, and I'm fighting.
Okay.
All right, and that's what is that? That's a 10.
That's a tenor. That's Evil Santa himself.
I have 3 rolls to fight Evil Santa. All right,
Okay.
let's go, boy.
Oh man!
Did you just
He
take-
walloped you.
Is that a
6?
9? Oh,
no,
okay,
at
yeah.
least it's 6. Okay.
So that's 5, right?
So 5. So let's see.
Oh,
1, 2,
man.
3, 4, 5.
Bad,
Okay.
bad news, Bears.
Oh, it was a clash, a double haymaker of
All right,
nothing.
That's fine. I'll take that.
Ooh, another
2
man.
double- okay, so I walk away wounded.
Oh
but-
yeah, okay, right, yes. So you only get 3, right?
There you go. That's it.
Okay.
Yeah, 3 rolls. He's still on the board, and then everyone moves, but
Everyone moves. His
nobody-
can't. No, and yes. Right?
Yep.
Okay. My
We
turn.
need to get the hell out of that room.
I know. Right?
Everything's coming towards us that way. We need.
Okay,
To move.
I can move down this hallway, and I'm gonna move, and I'm gonna flip this one over. Okay. That sucks. Ooh, I could kick this guy's butt. But there's no real. Oh, didn't we say that we were like getting things if we beat enemies?
Yeah, I beat. Oh wait, I beat.
Yeah, like we've.
Who was the first guy I beat? Krampus, right?
Yeah, we already killed Krampus, so we should have gotten something at that point, I guess, right? I don't know what you would get.
I think you
Health
would get
back.
health back, or you get an extra action or something like that, or
Okay.
something like happens.
But we'll have to think of that.
We'll think of that. So far, though, like I don't feel like there's been any super barriers.
No.
Pretty straightforward.
And I feel like it's like good enough where you could be like, oh, adding more enemies or taking them off or giving us abilities or taking them away will balance it out. Okay, so what am I doing?
You did a rotate, so you don't have any more of those.
I'm done.
You're done on that. So it's event in action for you.
One enemy gets added to the board anywhere.
I think we're at max enemy too. Once you get 5, I think that's max.
Okay.
I don't know if that's what we need to do, but that sounds like...
On the board anywhere, I just get to pick. So... here. Because I want him to flip over something.
Okay.
Okay. Action. Look at any tile and then return to the dark side.
Okay.
And I have to use it immediately. I'm going to say this one. Then down. Okay.
Okay.
And I think that's it, right?
Yep. You were supposed to lose a turn one of these times, but that's fine.
That's right.
All right, so I'm going to...
Enemies moving. Here.
You're getting close, yeah. We're going to have to... See, that's cool. It's like once they surround a facility, you have to fight them off to get out.
It's true. Because they would just block all of the entrances.
That's sweet. So you want to get away so you're not stuck in a room the whole time. So I'm going to go down...
Like we have this out, right? We have this little like out here.
So I'm going to go down the path all the way to the T on... I'm going to stop on 6-1. And I want to flip that tile.
This one?
Yeah. I'm going to flip it to where... Oh, man, which way should I flip it?
Flat?
Yeah, I was thinking I'll just go that way. Because
then you can get into the room and you can get around.
Yeah, I was thinking, like, I could go up, though, if I do it the other way. But I like it the way I had it. So then that kind of gets me to where I can get...
But this is where we really want to get.
We really want to get there. So I'm strategically getting us there.
Yeah.
Then we're going to vent it.
Totally. One enemy gets added to the board. It's okay, so we can't, right? I wonder if these did not get shuffled.
No, they did. But we were probably just see this, maybe they didn't. But one thing is my running scared card at the very bottom left of the board. That should have went back into the deck because it was already had done that.
That's true.
So shuffle that in the deck.
I've just been putting them underneath.
Yeah, that's all good.
Okay.
So now
that was events.
Yeah, now I'm action.
Action. Pick your foe. Look at the top 2 enemy cards and pick one to add to the bottom of the deck. Okay.
So there's only 2, but we're already at max enemies, so we're good.
Yeah.
Unless we kill one though. So
well, but then it's like, which one do you want up here? So you would want the polar plague bear.
Yeah, we want the
and
one
you
that's
would
on the
want
top.
snake down at the bottom. Okay. That was
Action.
scared stiff. No rotation on next turn.
Damn it. All right, fair.
All right. That's in for you.
And enemies move towards you.
An enemy moves towards me.
Or closest player. So technically that one goes closer to you. Or wait, where are you at? Oh no, yeah. That comes
like
that way.
so it's almost like he's mindlessly now going this way just because that's where we are.
Yep.
And maybe this one mindlessly going that way.
I don't know if it's closer.
Yeah, it's probably true.
Just stays.
Just stays.
He's
Right
not
there.
close.
Yeah, they can't flip over. They can't
Yeah, I kind of like it how they get stuck like that. I really like because then it keeps everything else dark.
It depends. In that case, it should probably be infinite amount of enemies or something that gets added. Don't you think? Because it seems easy enough to be like, okay, we just never let them into our little hallway here.
Fair. Okay.
Anyway, I don't know.
Keep going.
Okay, so my turn now?
Yeah.
Okay, so I'm going to go up and around and flip you this way. Flip you this way.
Oh, shit.
You know what's sort of coming here. Oh, bam.
We got it.
Okay. And can't I go here and then up to here?
Well, you could, but that other
But
one...
I'd have to...
Yeah,
I can't...
Oh, did you have any rotates? Did you rotate?
Yeah, I rotated to get to this point, and
Okay,
I this
okay.
one
Yeah,
to
yeah,
here.
yeah,
Okay,
yeah,
so
sure.
boom, I'm going here. That's part.
But you can grab the part and you can run all the way back to the room.
That's true. Okay, so I have the part. And then here's my event. Add an enemy anywhere to the board.
You got Polar Plague Bear coming in.
So I mean, but we already have the maximum amount of enemies, don't we?
Yeah, we have 5. So.
Okay. Yeah, I guess we never even turned this one over for our 5th guy. Okay, and then instead of my action, I'm gonna flee.
Yeah.
We won.
No, so I have to get back to the room.
And you have to get back to the room. So that's the end of my turn.
And then so my turn, I get
turn,
back to the room.
You get back to the room. And we won.
Yeah, and I think that's close. I was trying to think, like, you get the parts there, and, like, do you have to kill a certain amount of enemy to get them enough magic to, like, fly off or do something like that?
Yeah. I wonder if, because I feel like I wasn't menaced enough exactly
Right.
by, like, these guys. Maybe they do need to be able to move more through walls or something
so
like that.
First, like, full playthrough, you and me. This is the first time you and I played together.
Yeah. Yep.
This actually improved since the last time because I didn't have the event and action cards.
Oh, okay.
Like, totally felt way more fun. The first time I was like, ugh, same card over and over.
Yeah, totally.
So
That's
what
not
are our
fun.
learning lessons from this? That's what we want to talk about.
Yeah. Before we close out the show. So I would say, maybe more movement of enemies.
More enemy movement.
More enemies so that they can menace you more somehow.
What about, like, enemies on the board at the start? Because at
Yes.
the
Okay.
beginning-
Yep. So I think maybe it starts with, if you have 4 players, it starts with 2 enemies on the board. If you are, 2 players or whatever, it's 1.
So I'm gonna say enemy.
Or 2 and 3
at
maybe.
start.
Enemy at start.
We'll just maybe it starts with, because you need at least 1. Because some of those cards we pulled needed 1. What about
Maybe we liked more turning out, like blacking out tile action cards
More
or
blackout.
event cards.
events? So I would say
We need a card that has all the rules on it of what you need to do that isn't at the underneath the
sure
hit point thing.
So we need a rules card.
You're like, what happens on a turn as a full card?
And we already got the meeples coming out, so we can at least start
Yeah.
having those, like, so we know what enemy we're fighting.
Yeah.
We'll have to get parts, like, we have to print out parts, but that's not a game rule thing. But
I love the idea of like a broken sled and then getting the parts and snapping it into there when you get all 3, it looks like a badass sled.
So I would say, like, end game scenario needs to, like, you have to power the sled. Like, we get there and yay, we're done. Like, it's like got the parts there, but we should do.
Well, I know we talked about like also destroying the magic or whatever, right? So it wasn't just escaping, it was like also like maybe that was sort of the puzzle element of it. I don't know. I don't want to brainstorm here at the end of the night because I'm tired.
I know,
and, like,
me too.
And so we're just debriefing what we're doing.
Debriefing.
Here.
So, but at least end game refinement is what I'm gonna put in there.
Yeah.
I think.
I mean, a lot of the other stuff. What was fun? What would you say was like interesting and fun about it?
Like if the cards didn't have the label on the top, I think the exploring and trying to find the pieces is fun.
And I think like finding these sort of paths and being like, we got a good path here, right? Like we figured this, we've done it together, and we've made this sort of section that connects these 2 parts together again. And then I think that's what's fun of like it's screwing with you and closing out the lights is you're like, dang it, now we got to undo this path again. Well, dude, I make sure to flip it up, and then you're like, no, I didn't flip it the right way. And so then you have to waste a turn flipping them all again as the monsters are getting closer.
I agree.
I liked the dynamics of the actions and the event cards happening, like stuff happening because of it, and you're like, oh, or like, yes, we got that exact thing that we needed right then. I liked the rolling of the dice and fighting the enemies. I feel like that was good.
Agreed. What about crossing the board from one side to the other, like the warping?
I thought that was okay, right? Because it sort of throws you over to a section that you need to probably explore anyway. So in some ways it's good, in some ways it's bad, right? If you're like on your way to score a part and then you get thrown across the board.
Okay, I like that.
I think at the beginning it's sort of like we were saying, it made it seem like you would have a bunch of cards already, but I guess that's just the luck of the draw.
So maybe it's just like starting game scenario. So so certain games like take one event card, take one, don't flip it over, do this like you collect all these little pieces. Put one enemy on the board, take one action card, and get ready to whatever. So now everyone has at least one action card by default.
Yeah, well, because I could see even that's true. Like everyone has something to begin with. Like, is it if you're maybe it's just a random action card? Because I was saying if you're like if you're the medic, do you get the thing that says the action card that says +5 points or +5 hit points or something?
Brainstorming again. No.
No, you're absolutely right. Too late for that.
Start game setup, and I would say, I think that gets us there. Like, I can't think of any other like deltas. The only delta is when you get to the sleigh, it almost feels like not cathartic. Like you had to. Like, getting the parts is not the only thing that you should have to do. Like, it feels like there's something more that needs to happen.
Yeah.
Like you said, shut down, like, the magic so that you can escape the force field or whatever the hell we're going to say it is.
Right. Like, or that something could be happening simultaneously. Like, so you're getting the parts to it, but you're also sort of figuring out a puzzle at some point to be like, this is the code that I need or something to get out of here or whatever.
Need more puzzle is probably
a puzzle. I think we just need like the very minimum puzzle element layered on top of getting this stuff.
Got it.
Because ChatGPT told us that it should have a puzzle elements, right? So we need to add that to it anyway. And I think it could just be like just the extra little bit to make, like, it's almost like the B storyline, right, is happening in the background. The A storyline is getting the parts, but something happening that's interesting in the background is collecting the code or whatever.
I think that's awesome. So just to review, more enemy movement, enemies at the start, more blackout events, rule cards. Let's see here. What did I say? Rule card. End game.
Rule card would be what happens during a turn card that is on the back of these.
Make rule card.
Because the rule cards would also say, then move enemies. Because we forgot about that for half the game.
Yeah, that's true. I said end game refinement. So whatever we like refine what the end game is all about.
Yeah, maybe put like adding puzzle element or something. Well, and
so I did have a bullet point that says I need more puzzle elements or something.
Like in conjunction, that's right, in conjunction, but like plus, like it needs double the amount of, or it needs an extra thing. To make that satisfying.
Need a little bit more tension.
Yeah.
Start game setup, so we have that. Warping across the board is okay, and then finding the parts, the paths and parts is fun. Yeah. So I think we got. What do you think? I mean, up to this point, this is fun. From nothing to now, we have a freaking game that we can play. That is amazing. So, all right, man. Well, we got our board with the printouts coming down.
Yeah.
We have characters now. I think we hit on all the things that we really wanted to do.
Totally.
So
yeah, it was great.
It's been a hell of a good night.
Yeah.
And being able to get to this point, like it's fun. We're playing the damn game.
Yeah.
So if we tune this up just enough, I think we're like ready to introduce other people to the game.
I think once we tune that a little bit, I think you play through it one more time again with some of this stuff in mind and things beforehand. Then I think and then you get enough characters, right, so that you have a little meeple for each one and you have the little guy for each one. And then I feel like then you can start. Like, how would we even do that? Just do a Zoom, just like we're doing now.
Oh, no, we're holding an event.
We're gonna hold an event at the bar over here or whatever.
I'm serious. I'm setting up an event where this is there'll be an event stream. We're gonna have that figured out. We'll maybe even do it at the college. So one of the other things that I think we need. So we did debrief, but just so we know what we need is we need sleigh parts.
Yeah, because that's gonna be the part where we're actually gonna have to
sleigh parts.
3D model something.
Maybe we could find some. We could do the same exact damn thing and like plug them into the like. You just make a little post that you can. And so, meeples that are player meeples. Mean our people. Like I know we had a couple there, but player meeples that can carry things.
Right. Yeah, because we didn't even talk about any like power ups or anything like what they would be carrying. But I think they should definitely be carrying sled pieces.
Well, that's what I was saying. Yeah, a minimum the sleigh parts. They got to be able to carry that.
Yeah.
And I think that's enough. I think it's enough to like inch us forward. In our process of building this out.
Totally.
So, hell yeah! Thanks for joining us on the stream again. Crazy AI things as we move forward.
Totally.
We had a lot of people in the chat hanging out. Thanks to Stealth Mouse. We got Michael. We had
Talon was in there.
We had
Azul.
What is it? I always forget the name. The
Darth Gorkon.
See, God, I'm so bad about names saying. Darth Gorkon. Edison from freaking China.
Edison Tech.
Thank you.
China.
It was a good night. Great. So, all right. Well, you have a good one. We'll see you next time on Adam Ryan Show. We got some more streams. Are you still doing some streams tomorrow?
I don't know. I don't know if we're gonna be able to do Friday stream. We might have to switch it to a different day of the week. We might just try doing something a little bit different.
Try it out. Well, you always know to tune in and check the VODs. That's always the way to go. So, you guys have a good night. We'll see you around.
Bye.
Peace.